Oopsie daisy. Sorry, guys. My Wi-Fi went out for a minute there. I had to reset. I had to do the old turning the router off and turning it back on again. You know what I mean? That's what you call it. That's black people tech support. You feel me? Or everybody tech support. So for some reason the Wi-Fi went out all by itself, and I had to restart my fucking router. So hopefully everything is working back now. Hopefully. Apologies for that. Apologies. That was wild, isn't it? I was just ranting and raving. You know what? I think that's my karma. I think that's my karma for laughing at all those young, beautiful ladies. I was here laughing at all these young, beautiful ladies, and I think my karma was having my fucking internet cut off. I honestly think that was my karma. That's the karma that I got for laughing at all these beautiful young ladies online and shit. You know, celebrating in their misery. The karma god said, here, have some of this. Have some of this, you piece of shit. So yeah, big up the stream chat. Appreciate all of you for joining me again. Apologies for that one. That was weird. That was strange. Right, guys? All right? Anyways, let's get back on it. That was odd. But we bike. We bike like we never fucking left, okay? So, we back out if we never left. Let's just move on anyway. Let's move on. I've been wallowing on people's fucking pain for too long. Let's fucking move on. Let's get to some DJ Envy things, right? DJ Envy update. DJ Envy is in big fucking trouble, bro. Cesar Pena just got arrested. Cesar Pena just got arrested. His partner in crime, and they're alleging out there on the streets that the feds came to iHeartMedia, the home of fucking Breakfast Club, and they also confiscated loads of computers and shit. So it's looking kind of crazy. He hasn't been arrested yet. There's no warrant out for him. I think in the report or whatever it may be, police report for Cesar Pena, Envy is referred to as person one or something. So he's not referred to as a victim, which is a big distinction. So clearly they're doing some research, some investigation still in the background before things change. Tony the Closer, who's the person who broke this story, big up him, follow him on YouTube and on Twitter and stuff. He has updated people and said that he's checked and he's seen that Cesar Pena and DJ Envy have unfollowed each other on social media. And if you know anything about social media unfollowings, that's usually a big marker as to where two people stand in their relationship. So the fact that these two former colleagues in work and in flipping houses have now followed each other on Instagram is probably the biggest indication that we need to know that maybe something has happened behind the scenes. Maybe Cesar went to the feds, got picked up and squealed. That's why MB is fucking unfollowing him. Maybe MB is trying to do a bit of self-preservation, but it's a little bit too late now. Who knows? But this is the current update now regarding everything that's going on. It's getting wild. It's getting crazy. It's getting really, really fucking dicey.
My team exclusive. Less than a week after we broke the story of investors who say they were scammed in a real estate venture promoted by radio host DJ Envy, there is a major development.
DJ Envy's longtime business partner has been arrested by federal agents in New Jersey. Cesar Pena has been charged with fraud. Investigative reporter Sarah Wallace has been all over the story. She has the latest from federal court in Newark.
Cesar Pena arrested by the feds this morning on a charge of wire fraud and brought here to the federal courthouse in Newark. They say this may be just the beginning. He could face additional charges of money laundering.
You might know him on Instagram as Flippin' NJ, my friend Cesar Pena.
DJ Envy often had his...
My friend. Oh, damn it, DJ Envy. You're involved.
Pal, Cesar Pena, on the radio hosts The Breakfast Club show.
Started with no money, and here I am, $50 million later in real estate.
I know this isn't something that I should be commenting on, considering the way that I look, I understand. But am I the only person who thinks that I wouldn't be comfortable giving a DJ money because he's a fucking DJ? And I also wouldn't be willing to invest money in any kind of investment with a guy as fat as Cesar Pena is. If you can't have control over what you put in your mouth, why should I think you have any control or any acumen when it comes to finances? Why? You don't have the self-discipline to not drink a fucking Yoo-hoo at 1 a.m. at night or to order another Domino's at 2 a.m. at night. Why should I trust you with my money? I know it's shallow. I know it doesn't really speak to business, but surely a person that looks the way that Cesar Pena looks, no one should ever trust him with their money because you can't be trusted around food.
promoting their real estate partnership. Now, in this federal complaint, the government says Pina engaged in a Ponzi-like scheme involving investors, adding Pina defrauded dozens of victims of millions of dollars.
The only thing Caesar hasn't done is a Caesar salad.
We interviewed many of them.
I lost $200,000. $835,000 in total.
I lost a total of $64,000.
Damn!
I lost $1 million.
Envy, whose real name is Rashawn Casey, was not charged, but many of the alleged victims say they were influenced by his celebrity.
He's advertising this all over the radio and on television.
Investors say Pina promised he would rehab and flip distressed properties, many in Patterson, giving a 30% profit within months.
The only thing I'd say is that, for the victims, if you've got children and you tell them off a lot and you tell them, and, you know, some parents are really toxic and they're like, you're so dumb. How did I raise such a stupid son, such a stupid daughter? If you're that parent and you gave Caesar and fucking DJ Envy money, you can't ever talk to your kids again, can you, really? You can't ever have anything crazy to say to your kids because they're just going to look at you and say, nigga, what? Didn't you give this fat motherfucker money? And this DJ that says, DJ Envy, money to buy you a fucking house, to flip it and shit. Do you honestly think you have a right to tell me anything? That's the issue at hand as well. You got scammed, and the scam wasn't even that sophisticated. It was just them investing into homes, thinking they're going to get guaranteed returns and get their foot on the property ladder. It wasn't even that complicated of a fucking scam. And they all got duped. And they all look like fairly decent, well-to-do, well-adjusted, you know, mature adults and stuff with families and shit. If they have kids, their kids are going to be looking at them like, Dad, really?
Dozens have now filed lawsuits saying they never got any of their investment back. Pina is accused of pocketing $17 million from just 4 properties. As news broke of his arrest, we were interviewing Jeff Robinson, who owns a food truck and car wash in Patterson.
My son was my world, and these people took advantage.
His son, Jeff Jr., tragically died in a car accident 6 months ago, leaving 2 children behind. Jeff Jr. had invested $325,000.
Damn! They've got dying men. They got dead man funds. They haven't paid back yet. R.I.P. to Jeff Jr. They've got dead man funds. Nah, these niggas belong under the fucking jail, bro. Cover these guys' feet in fucking concrete like they used to do in the fucking mafia days and drop them off in the nearest fucking ocean. God damn it, bro.
With Pina in this Passaic property. The dad says Pina then went dark.
On that day I buried my son, I called Caesar. Oh, bro, I'm going to meet you. I have text correspondence with Caesar, text messages. Oh, I'm running a little behind. He never met me here. But my main concern is getting what's due to those children. It's not fair. The comfort would be when my grandkids are in position when they have trust accounts with that money that he owes those children.
I really do hope, for the sake of Caesar and DJ Envy, I really do hope that Jeff Jr. guy who passed away, RIP to him, I hope his passing away has nothing to do with the money. You know what I'm getting at. I'm not going to say it, but I hope it has nothing to do with the money. Because if his passing away has anything to do with the money, these motherfuckers are the most evil, down dirty bastards I've ever seen. But if it's just 2, you know, separate situations that don't connect, okay, fair enough. But if his passing has anything to do with these money, these guys deserve everything they're getting. Everything they're gonna get. Disgusting, bro.
Pina pleaded not guilty. He has to post a $1 million bond and is being released on electronic monitoring. He cannot leave the state of New Jersey. No comment from DJ Envy. An inside source tells us that the iHeartRadio offices were visited by the feds who took out electronic equipment as part of this investigation.
That's fucking crazy, right? The feds went to iHeart and took laptops and computers and shit. What does that tell you? Does that tell you what I think it's telling me? That DJ Envy was running some of those scams from his work computers. He was what? Withdrawing funds, wiring funds from a fucking work computer that he was scamming on. Are you insane? That's like kids. Are kids in schools these days doing fucking credit card. Back in the day when I was in school, the big scam that everyone used to do was fucking dumps, right? Like card dumps. You steal people's bank details. You'd buy loads of shit. The idea behind it was like, oh, the bank's always gonna give them back the money. It doesn't really matter. All that fucking malarkey. But you usually do them on like, you know, on like burner laptops. You do it with burner laptops. You'd use dongles, or you'd go to public Wi-Fi play. But you wouldn't ever do it on your home computer with your home Wi-Fi. That's fucking stupid. This guy was running scams, which is already bad. But if the feds took computers from his workplace, does that mean that they have seen like traces of information that links back to his workplace? So maybe he was wiring stuff to himself, maybe put in application for some housing, whatever happens. Like, that's absolutely nuts. I cannot understand that level of stupidity. It's absolutely crazy. But also goes to show the hubris and the arrogance of these guys. They honestly never thought they were going to get caught. That's the odd thing I always thought for me. And maybe because I'm not a scammer, so I don't know how scammers' mindsets work. But I know when I was coming up in the hood and shit, right? Scams were like a means to an end. They were never like a full time for everything. If you did a scam, it's because you didn't have the money to afford the thing that you wanted. So I remember at the time, back in the day, there were these scams everyone was doing, was the Amazon refund scam. Do you guys remember that? It was like many, many years ago. But I think it was back when Amazon refunds were a little bit more easier to get by. And I think that basically the whole premise behind it was that you could order stuff to yourself and keep getting it refunded or get new stuff sent to yourself, and then you could sell the stuff that you had in surplus. So I think at that time in the hood, there were people buying like, yeah, I think I might have got my mum like a Henry Hoover from that, right? Like many years ago, I think I got my mum like a Henry Hoover from that sort of stuff. So people were buying like, I don't know, food processors, Hoovers, washing machines, whatever you couldn't necessarily afford if you were like kind of down bad, you do that. And then anything else you had surplus, you maybe sell it to get some cash. But it was a means to an end because you couldn't afford the thing. Let me get the thing now. But it was never forever. These type of guys nowadays, the scamming guys, they think they can scam forever. They think the scam is never going to end. Because in my head, I'm thinking, if you're doing this type of scam, surely after the first couple of millions, you know, okay, this is getting hot. Because every million you get is basically a victim that you burned. So you have to keep generating new leads. And with every lead, you're also making yourself more exposed. So you'd think to yourself, if you're sensible, okay, this scam can only run its course at a certain time, then I'm going to switch it up again. Maybe get into something else, crypto, NFTs, whatever it may be. So I'm surprised that these guys got caught off guard so easily, to be honest, because clearly this was a scam from minute zero. They were always running a scam. There's not many people who are coming out really saying, oh no, Caesar and Envy were good businessmen. I have not seen that. So clearly something was happening behind the scenes. I'm not really too sure. Anyway, regardless of that, I wanted to play a clip here that features DJ Envy talking to, I forgot the guy's name, the rapper, but he was on a podcast before everything blew up, talking about his businesses and what he's been doing with the flipping houses stuff. And he makes a really interesting remark about, sorry, let me change this headline here. He makes a really interesting remark about Joe Budden, right? And he basically says Joe Budden was never interested in his businesses. And it's really prophetic because Joe Budden was one of the first people to call it out and say, this is a scam and they're going to end up in prison. So here, DJ Envy talking a few years ago about the whole thing that he does now. This is really interesting to fucking listen to because it kind of puts in perspective what's happening.
And I met Caesar.
Yeah.
Met Caesar. Caesar is Flippin' NJ is my partner in New Jersey. He owns over 1,600 units in New Jersey and all throughout the country.
Caesar was in prison before.
Caesar was in prison. Caesar was locked up, and he learned how to do real estate in prison.
Wow.
Surely in any other demographic, and maybe it's only black and brown people, because I know they work here in the UK too. I don't think there's any other racial demographic that would be impressed or that would want to give money to a convicted felon. Prove yourself first, do good business for a while, then maybe. But for some reason, in the black community, we are so impressed with somebody going to jail for a crime or prison for a crime, especially when it comes to like fraud, coming out and then getting back into the fucking financial space again. Like, yeah, we're gonna just like we're gonna fall over ourselves to give this guy money. It's like, no, he went to prison for fucking fraud. Maybe give him a bit of time to get on his feet first. Maybe make him earn his fucking what's that thing called? Make him earn the respect or the loyalty or whatever it may be of people again. Don't just be impressed by it. Be like, wow, so odd. Anyway, let's play again from the start.
I met Caesar.
Met Caesar.
Caesar is Flippin' NJ is my partner in New Jersey. He owns over 1,600 units in New Jersey and all throughout the country.
Caesar was in prison before.
Caesar was in prison. Caesar was locked up, and he learned how to do real estate in prison.
Wow.
He learned how to do it in prison.
We got to bring Caesar up here one day.
Yeah, he'd love to do it.
And shout out to my guy, the credit dude, man.
Yeah. So with Caesar, he taught me how to do it the right way. He taught me, you know, why he was like, his first thing is, why are you using your money? I said, what you mean? He said, you don't use your money. You use other people's money to get these deals. He started teaching me the game of how to do it without using minimal money. And that's what I've been trying to teach people. When I first got into real estate, I called 3 people. I called Clue. I called Fabulous. I called Joe Budden. Right? My Desert Storm family. And I said, hey, guys, I'm doing real estate. This is something that I think that, you know, you should invest a little bit of money in, try it out, and that way you can do it. Joe Budden told me it was a Ponzi scheme and I was going to go to jail. Fabulous.
Joe Budden is a fucking prophet. He called it out from minute one. Joe Budden told Envy in the beginning it's a Ponzi scheme. And look at them chuckling. He doesn't know business. Joe Budden's so dumb. Damn.
I was like, I'll call you back. And Clue was like, nah, it's not for me. But I tried to teach them how to do it because I wanted my brothers to eat. And I met Caesar.
So big up Joe Budden for being on it and clocking what was happening. And in the last video I want to play on this whole entire thing has to be the famous video of Rick Ross and Rick Ross with Meek Mill on Funk Flex basically going off on fucking Envy. This is a great rant, one of the best rants of all time. Happened recently actually when all this stuff was happening. I love Rick Ross. Rick Ross is absolutely destroying Envy on this whole thing. Listen to him.
And your car game mean, my brother. Let's not listen.
Man, we got to talk about cars.
You're trying.
You the only car. You the only one on radio that rep cars. Been repping cars. You been having deals with Ford and Chevrolet. You been talking long time, years.
Listen to me.
You not doing fraud.
This guy
you
right
ain't stealing
here.
cars. Not you. Not Flex.
We not selling bad houses.
No, we ain't selling fake houses. No, we not gonna steal no old lady houses.
That's not nice.
Nah, you ain't. You going to hell?
You knew you was gonna get it today.
You going to hell for stealing those old houses.
Man, listen,
oh my God.
Listen, New York.
Oh my God, Charlemagne.
We are not up here selling the Brooklyn Bridge.
Hey, Charlemagne, come with Flex. Come with Flex. Come on.
Shout out to Mr. Touchy Feely.
Come on. Hey, I got 10,000 cash right now for anybody that's listening. And more importantly, we not doing fraud. Flex not doing fraud. He ain't selling no bad houses. He ain't selling no fake houses. He ain't doing none of that. I'm telling you. And when Rose said, I'm telling you, I can't say that for nobody else.
We are not selling the Brooklyn Bridge. You cannot buy that from us.
Oh my God, you cannot buy the Statue of Liberty.
No, we not.
Oh my God, it's called thievery.
Somebody's going to.
You cannot buy the Statue of Liberty. It's called thievery. Love it.
Jail!
Oh my God, the real estate Rico.
The real estate Rico.
What's our boy Tony? Tony's in town too. Tony's in town.
Charlemagne, come work with Funk. Come on.
Anyway, you get the gist of it. Big up Rick Ross putting his foot on fucking Envy as everything is going down. But yeah, it's looking bad for Envy. He's probably going to end up in jail, unfortunately. But it's his own fault, really, isn't it? It really is his own fault. He has no one else to blame but his own blood-clot self. Okay, his blood-clot self. Anyway, moving on from that. Nice news. Let's talk about Showtime Sports. So, it's over for Showtime. Showtime Sports. It's fucking over. This is courtesy of ESPN, actually. They're probably happy about this. It says Showtime is exiting boxing program. Ooh, I said boxing. Showtime is exiting boxing programming after 37 years in the sport. People are suggesting it might be Brendan Schaub's fault, but, you know, who knows? Let's read the article. It says for 37 years, Showtime Championship Boxing has televised some of the biggest fights in the sport. But Showtime will exit boxing programming at the end of 2023. The network's parent company Paramount Global announced in a statement on Tuesday. As we evolve our strategy for more efficiently allocate resources and align our content offering across the business, we made a difficult decision not to move forward with boxing and other content produced by Showtime Sports Team. The company said Showtime will continue to air and support the remaining 2023 boxing slate and honor obligations until the end of the year. We want to express our deepest gratitude to our employees who have contributed to award-winning sports programming over multiple decades. That's fucking brutal, isn't it? Imagine being in a business where they could just like cut the entire division that you're working for. Just like, you know what? It's not aligning with our business. We have to move on. Because I'm sure it's very kind of logical. It's not emotional. There's no personal feelings in this. It's just about numbers. But god damn, bro. Like, ouch. All of Hyman's PBC has an exclusive deal with Showtime and has been a main provider of fights since 2023. This included the top star at the time, Floyd Mayweather. PBC did not comment on it further. The face of boxing is now Canelo Alvarez, who signed a 4-year deal with PBC this summer. He retained his undisputed title against Jamel Carlo the other day, or Charlo, the event on Showtime. Blah, blah, blah. PBC is exploring broadcasting deals with the Amazon Prime Video and DAZN, and has a partnership with Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing. It's been a successful year for PBC and Showtime. In April, Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia met in Super Fight. Then in July, PBC and Showtime delivered a long-awaited undisputed championship fight between Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. Australian star Tim Suzy retained his title too. The most recent Showtime Championship Boxing Network flagship boxing program took place in July. The PBC stable is the biggest and most star-studded in boxing. Besides Alvarez, Tank Davis, former championship Deontay Wilder, and Spence and Charlo twins Benitez and Caleb Plant are all with PBC. Wow. And now they're set to fight on a new platform in 2024 and beyond. Showtime prepares to exit sports 5 years after its competitor HBO ceased boxing programming after 45 years. When Showtime landed Mayweather in 23, it was a major coup. Mayweather went on to become 7-time Showtime pay-per-view winner. Showtime also landed Mike Tyson. So I wonder what's going on. Something definitely in the water, right? HBO is out, and now Showtime is out. I wonder what's happening with boxing. Maybe the numbers just don't make it make sense. Maybe to run it production-wise, I'm not really too sure. But it's a very interesting development we've seen there so far. So Showtime Sports is over, and I guess if you're Brendan Schaub, you're probably happy about that because, you know, he decided to kind of leave on his own accord and do his own thing. So he's probably happy that he didn't stay there because, you know, now he did all his things by himself. So that makes sense. Don Dutta is saying pay-per-view numbers. Okay, pay-per-view numbers are down overall, you're saying, basically. Okay, cool. Do you think pay-per-view numbers are greatly affected by piracy? Because I never pay for pay-per-view. I always watch them on like illegal streams. You know what I mean? I don't think I've ever... I think the last pay-per-view I actually paid for was Anthony Joshua versus Klitschko many, many years ago. That might have been the only one I paid for in recent times. Everything else I just watch via legal streams. So do you think those things are really damaging the pay-per-view numbers? Maybe, I'm not too sure. But anyway, this is courtesy of MMA Fighting. This also says update. Showtime is done with boxing MMA at the end of the year. So MMA is also gone from Showtime. Let's read this as well. It says, in an internal email, Paramount executives informed employees at Showtime Sports, which oversaw boxing events, as well as Bellator MMA, will shut down at the end of 2023. Paramount President and CEO Chris McCarthy stated in an email that Showtime will be shifting resources towards more scripted material moving forward to drive subscribers to the network to the streaming service Paramount Plus. Global Paramount confirmed the news in a statement. As we evolved the strategy, Showtime will continue to air in 2023. As part of the changes happening to the network, Showtime Sports President Steven Espinoza will be laid off from the position he held since 2011. Okay, wow. Even the big dogs are losing their jobs. Okay, this is serious, isn't it? Espinoza spearheaded much of the growth in boxing and Showtime, which included and working with the UFC in 2017. Espinoza also took oversight on Bellator MMA when the promotion started airing events in Showtime. The company's decision is not reflective of the work we've done in recent years. Unfortunately, in the rapidly evolving media landscape, the company had to make a difficult choice allocating resources. The decision to shut down Showtime Sports comes as the time when Bellator has been surrounded by volatility. Plans for Bellator MMA may be heightened now that Showtime has announced plans to stop airing its combat sports. So yeah, everything's happening at the end of 2023. So yeah, let's see how that kind of rolls out. And then I also wanted to speak about, it also kind of reminded me to double check the fucking trailer for Below the Belt when that was signed on to Showtime, because I still maintain Brendan fucking up that Below the Belt check might be one of his biggest, most dumbest faux pas to date. It was a nice amount of like money to just essentially sit down and analyze MMA, the thing that he'd done for many, many years and did to the really high level when obviously he was over there in the fucking UFC. You would imagine he'd maybe put a bit more effort into it.
What is below the belt? That is the million-dollar question.
You'd think he put more effort into it, because I would assume that paycheck probably paid for a lot of other things that he was doing in his career at the time. But for some reason, he put the least amount of effort into his show below the belt on Showtime when it was on there. Now it's changed to Schwab show. But it's always kind of surprised me why he did that. Because like I said, it's like an easy paycheck. Why fuck that up? So I went online and double checked, and I found this video on Facebook. Because a lot of the below the belt videos and stuff and content has been scrubbed from the internet. Most of it's been privated, sorry, and whatnot. Maybe because of Morning Combat when they signed on and took over the channel, I'm not too sure. But you can't find a lot of the content anymore online, so all of it's kind of gone. So you have to kind of find on the Reddits or on other platforms. So I scoured the place and found a trailer for Below the Belt of his show on Showtime, and just look at the production level. Look at the production level. Look at all the shoot locations that he's fucking filming at. Like, Showtime put a lot of money into Brendan, bro, and he really did not repay their faith in the slightest. But they put a lot of money into this guy. Look at this trailer. Look at this trailer.
What is below the belt? That is the million-dollar question.
Hey, D.
What's up, man?
Good to see you, brother.
Too, bro.
Versace. What's up, dog? Gucci boots.
He was living life, bro. Doing shots on air.
I'm not paid by Showtime to hype up a fight card you've never heard of. I happen to be a huge fight fan. I happen to have a background in fighting, have a background in comedy. And when you mix those, it's something unique and pretty cool. I'm nervous, like a good nervous though. Different than fighting. Fighting, it's like a, oh shit nervous. This is like, let's do this, man. It's gonna be so much fun nervous.
What is happening, Boston?
I'd say it's a passion project when you attempt something like this. And I love Jim Lampley. He's a dinosaur on there, man. You want to hear your grandpa tell you how exciting the fight coming up is? It's going to be hard to sell tickets, man, or a TV show. Sorry. Tune in. Tune in. There's no slogan. You've heard it all. February 28th, Below the Belt, Showtime.
They put a lot of money into that fucking guy, bro. And he did not repay them at all. They put a lot of money into it. Look at all the shoot locations. Look at what he's wearing, right? Like, look all the, like, he's filming on the fucking seafront somewhere, right? He's wearing Gucci loafers, talking to Deontay Wilder at on some penthouse. Like, they funded a lot of shit. You know what I mean? They really funded a lot of shit. Had to put faith in him to spearhead the whole MMA thing, and he really fucked it to the point where my theory is, or has been, and always will be, that Brendan got fired from Showtime. That's my personal feeling. I feel like his contract came up for renegotiation. They looked at the numbers. They looked at how little he was doing in terms of pushing MMA. Because I think when he got signed, actually, I don't need to think anymore. I think I've got the fucking press release. Yeah, I've got the original article here. When he originally got signed from on Showtime, let's read what it actually says here. This is courtesy of Variety. In 2018, February 2022, they announced the deal, right, with him on there. It says, Brendan Schaub to host a Showtime digital sports talk show called Below the Belt. You see his face on there. It says former MMA fighter and podcaster Brendan Schaub is set to host a new Showtime digital show called Below the Belt. The twice monthly 30-minute show will debut on February 28th. So it was not only a YouTube thing, this was actually airing on fucking Showtime, the channel. You know, like you could watch it on fucking TV and shit. The show will explore the latest news in combat sports and pop culture. It will also feature interviews with combat sports and entertainment figures, road trips, fight camp visits, sketches, animation, and pop culture spoofs. But surely that sounds like a dream job for anybody that's balls deep into combat sports, especially someone like him being a former professional. This should be a cakewalk. This should be something he could do with his arms, his hands, his feet tied together. He should be able to do this with his eyes fucking closed, and he still fucked it. The initial guest list of combat sports athletes and entertainers include Stone Cold Steve Austin. Look at the guests that he had. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Paul Malignaggi, whatever his fucking name is, and Joe Rogan. I'm not too sure if Joe Rogan was a guest on there in the end. I don't think he did appear on Showtime on fucking Below the Belt, but I could be wrong. The multi-platform program will also include weekly podcasts and a composite program that will air once per month on Showtime Extreme. The podcast will premiere on March 6th, and the composite program will premiere on March 29th. Below the Belt will be produced by Showtime Sports with Embassy Row. Schaub's rose to fame during the time of the UFC reality show The Ultimate Fighter. In his 10th season, Schaub finished as the runner-up in that season, losing in the finals to Roy Big Country Nelson. He went on to a successful career of the UFC, winning 6 of his 10 fights with the organization, including wins over notable fight. Raw! He had 6 wins out of 10. That's not too bad, isn't it? But I guess the issue with Brendan is that the knockouts, the losses were really spectacular, innit? They were all like dizzy knockouts, right? But he won 6 out of 10 fights in the heavyweight division where he was never going to be a favorite, and he was also not that gifted or talented, really. Didn't have good striking, had decent grappling, but that's a pretty good record, no? 6 out of 10 fights in the UFC. I didn't know that. Shit. Including wins over notable fighters like Gabriel Gonzaga, Mirko Krokop. He retired in 2015 with a record of 10 wins and 5 losses. Schaub is a frequent guest on podcast Joe Rogan Experience and currently hosts The Fire and the Kid, blah, 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 blah. The Fire and the Kid currently averages 9 million downloads per month. They don't get that now, do they? They were getting 9 million downloads per month. No wonder that fucking Cast Media check was so fat. Schaub also hosts a solo podcast called Big Brown Breakdown, which averages 4... Can you imagine how much these motherfuckers are making at the peak of of podcasting? Can you imagine how much money these guys were making at peak podcasting? Brendan had one show by himself, one show on his own, one show that he was already had 4 million downloads per month. The ads must have been crazy. And again, no effort needed. Instead of getting all that money and investing it into your fucking content, investing it into maybe hiring a researcher or something just to try and to spruce up the quality of the show, he just kept phoning it in, doing the bare minimum. And in the end, he paid the price because Showtime said, gadoosh. He continues, says, on television, CESAR named the correspondent on the after party for E! Network and co-hosted, Jesus Christ, Brendan was really living life, innit? Look at these credits. He had a show on E! called The After Party. He co-hosted the Golden Globes and the Grammy Awards after shows. Can you imagine this version of Brendan that you know now doing a show on E! or being able to host the Golden Globes and Grammys after shows? Yes, I know they're not the main shows, but it's still a big deal to get the show, right? Not every Tom, Dick and Harry can get it. You're not going to interview super big celebrities, but the fact that he was there at one point and now he's what? Doing podcasts with Chris D'Elia and Eric Griffin. Holy shit. He will appear on the same role in the network's up-and-coming Academy after show. Additionally, Schaub also performed the sold-out live shows around the world and does regular sets at well-known comedy clubs at Comedy Store, Improv, and Laugh Factory. He's rep by CAA and Alchemy Entertainment. So Brendan was living the life, man. He was living the fucking vida loca back in the day. You know what I mean? And he really did fuck it himself because he didn't put any effort into it. And essentially, he ended up having to pay the ultimate price because that show got taken away from him absolutely rapidly. And then I wanted to play a clip here of Brendan actually explaining a little bit about why he left Showtime. This is a little short clip from the Fire and the Kid subreddit. It's a big up them for uploading this from many, many years ago. Or no, a year ago, actually. It feels like it's longer, isn't it? But it's only been a year, I guess, since he left Showtime officially. But this is him kind of explaining it, what actually happened. But my theory is that they just didn't want to renew because his numbers weren't good and he wasn't really pushing the network forward. That's my theory, but I could be wrong. Let's play the video and see what they says there.
And you're at shows. I go, yeah. I told him, actually announced it today. I'm below the bell. I'm leaving Showtime January 21st, or I'm sorry, December 31st. Everything will be under Thick Boy.
Yeah.
The below the belt changes the Schwab's show and food trucks come over to Thick Boy and all the things. And I'm telling him all this stuff. And he goes, no, I hear all that. But what is the goal? In 2 years, what is the goal? And I go, I'm in it, Rob. So what I'm doing is...
So I think he's talking about Rob Dyrdek, right? I think he's talking about Rob Dyrdek. Because I think that was actually one of the better interviews. I think I might rewatch that on stream. That was actually a good interview because Rob Dyrdek obviously is a fucking beast. Like him or not, he's a great businessman. And he seems like a cool dude. So when he came on the pod, it was interesting because that's actually somebody that... Brendan pretends to be like a mogul. He pretends to be like an entrepreneur. But, you know... my guy actually is one. So I think they actually saw for real what an actual businessman looks like and what they sound like. And it was quite humbling. You could tell. Like they were trying to flex, they were trying to stunt, but after a while they had to kind of simmer down because Rob Dyrdek actually knows Wagwan. Do you know what I mean? So let's check it.
No, I know you keep saying that, but so you're going to do all
specifically what's
he's
the
like,
number?
you need to figure out what's
number?
your end goal for building all this. Like, what's the end game? I was like, I just go, dude.
And that's the wrong thing. Just going fucks you up. Just going, you have no plan. And to be fair, the just go thing as well is a weird tactic because I think personally, say what you like about Brendan, but for sure, his persistence and his ability to like keep on trucking despite all the naysayers, despite people like myself in the streams poking and pointing out every fucking mistake that he makes, he still always shows up, right? Very rarely does he not record pods. Very rarely does he not do well, he obviously counts a lot of shows, but he always steps up. He never not shirks the limelight or whatever. Maybe there's a bit of narcissism there or a bit of CTE. Who knows why he does that? But that is commendable. But I still think a lot of his success is in spite of his shortcomings. It's not because he just keeps trucking. I think the average person maybe don't have the ability or the privileges that he's been afforded or the friendships and the network that he has. Maybe don't bounce back as easy as he has. So I think sometimes you can take that luck for granted and think, yeah, everything's going to work out, everything's going to be fine. But sometimes having a plan can sometimes mitigate and help you avoid some, easily avoidable pitfalls and whatever it may be. But, that's maybe his approach. But I just think in general, having a plan, there might be a better way to go about doing these type of things. But hey, what do I know?
Yeah.
I just go and
I think he's
out.
right. I think that a lot of people, from what I've seen, and so if you read books on people who study highly effective people, right? They'd write these books.
I don't read those books.
I hate people that say that sort of stuff. And Brendan is someone that does that a lot. He's very anti-intellectual. And I think that's one of the things I always kind of didn't like about Kanye towards the end of his, reign on, in being amazing. And he kind of like showed us, maybe he's a bit of a kook in some ways. I still love him, but the kooky side comes out. I hate people who say things like, who take pride in not reading. Like they take pride in being ignorant. Like, why wouldn't you want to, if you're Brendan, right? If I'm Brendan and you make it in spite of how redacted you are, why wouldn't you want to just check out some things and find out some things more to help you? Because imagine you already made it quite far in spite of being redacted. How much better do you think you could be if you added a little bit more knowledge, a little bit more insight, a little bit more information, a little bit more life experience to the stuff that you're already doing? You're already killing it by being redacted. Just imagine if you just had a bit more information on certain things. You read other people's perspectives on certain things, and maybe it helped to inform your decision-making process. Maybe it helped to give you a different sort of mindset, different outlook. That's pretty decent enough. It's not like we're telling you, or people are suggesting, oh, read these books to give you a lesson on how to do business. No, maybe you might learn some things, or from people's story, you might be able to identify with some of the things that they went through, for better or for worse. But this complete denial and refusal, like, no, I don't read them. It's dumb. It's like, bro, why be so intellectual? Why be so anti-intellectual when maybe that bit of intellect is probably going to help you in some way, shape, or form? Especially if you already made it this far, you can probably be better at sort of like passing through all the fraff and the nonsense to get to the heart of the matter. But surely it's not going to do you any harm. I really despise people who say those couple of lines. It's really odd. Again, you don't have to be like me and read like fucking 5 books a month. No one's saying that, because that sometimes can be a bit of, a little bit over the top. And there is such a thing as reading too much and being somebody like, that kind of gets crippled by, what's that thing called? It's paralysis by analysis sort of vibe. I understand that. But surely dismissing stuff like that out of hand is just so, I don't know. It's just disgusting, really, to be honest. It's disgusting.
No, I don't either. But you'll hear them talk about this stuff. Like Tony Robbins, that's what he did. Like he studied the most successful people. And almost all of them are very crystal clear on their goals. Like Rob. Like they're very specific about
it's
it.
right to the point.
I think I've always been that way to an extent, but I do.
And again, why wouldn't anyone want to know that? Why would you want to read a book and find out, hey, all these successful people that I love, forget their approaches and stuff? Because I think if there's a book that I read, I forgot what the name of it is, or I've got it somewhere around here, but it's a book that basically profiles all the most successful, interesting people throughout history, right? Whether they are, inventors, whether they are writers themselves, actors, business people, whatever. It just covers all people from, from the dawn of time. And what it does, it tries its best to sort of like spec out what their ideal day looked like what they did during the day, how they split up their priorities and shit. And what you realized You know, it's not the whole thing about, oh, waking up at 5 a.m., all this sort of nonsense. No. What you realize by reading most people who are successful, you know, how they do in a day is usually they try to get the most out of it. That's all it is. There's nothing magical about what they do in the hours that they have available, but they just try to get the most out of the hours that they have. So if they have a business and they may be working on a passion project, any free time that they have, they devote it to the passion project. If they have a family they have to look after, any free time away from the family, they're devoted to their business. That's all it, that's the kind of thing that I remember picking out when I read those type of books. Oh, they're just really good at using their time. They don't waste their time. Now, wouldn't anybody benefit from hearing that? Wouldn't anybody benefit from hearing that most of the successful people that we've all known, who've gone down in our history books, have all been really good at making use of the time they have available? That's a handy bit of information that you find out in a book. You don't need to go and start copying their fucking day-to-day, you know, line by line, but surely that information is beneficial to you. But someone like him, nah, doesn't matter, I don't care, I'll do it by myself. It's fucking weird stance to have to people. I really find that anti-intellectual thing very, very strange.
Do it in my mind.
Oh, you're
not
though.
Down. No, I think I was.
Are you shitting?
No, I am. No, I 100% am. I'll prove it to you.
What?
I'll prove it to you. I'll 100% prove it to you.
That's funny though. That's funny though. I'm very orientated. That was a good little exchange. But yeah, so that happened, of course. Brendan explaining why he actually ended up leaving Showtime. But do you guys want to see some of the content that Brendan was making at Showtime? Some of the fucking amazing content, some of the amazing, crazy, out there, outlandish, funny, hilarious content Brendan was producing when he was at Showtime. It's gonna make you laugh. I swear it is. Look at this.
Brendan Schaub reading for the role of Deadpool in Deadpool.
Okay. He's smooth criminals down under there.
Try without the mask, please.
All right. Listen, I've been thinking. Really? Shing, 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 shing.
Please be careful.
Ah! Ah! Oh! Back a taxi. Scene. City noise. Name's Pool. Dead. Scene. This summer, Deadpool featuring Brendan Schaub.
No, we won't need that. Okay, that was great. Thank you for that.
You think darkness is your ally?
Is that Bane? You doing Bane?
Yeah.
Okay. You're done, Brandon. Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, okay. They'll validate.
That was some of the blockbuster content that Brendan was producing when he was working at Showtime. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what the Showtime executives probably thought when they saw this stuff being played in meetings? They were paying this guy all the big money, and this is what he was doing. I love the little blur in the piece because there's nothing there really. But can you imagine how pissed off they must have been when they saw finally what all that money had paid for? Because part of me also feels like, oh, they gave Brendan a deal because they thought he'd be ideal to push the combat sports division over at Showtime, whatever it may be. But part of me also feels like Showtime maybe did it strategically because of how close he was to Joe at the time. So maybe Showtime had this idea, far-fetched, that they could get Joe to do other things in the future. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, there's some part of me feels like there was a Joe Rogan element played a role in them giving him the deal. And then instead of taking that and running, because me personally, I'm a big believer in sometimes the most undeserving people get the best things, which is not a bad thing. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. But I think if you're deep down are self-aware and you know you're undeserving of what you got, you sometimes take that chance as a chance to prove yourself. Okay, cool. I really shouldn't be getting this sort of opportunity. I'm probably not good enough for it, but I'm going to now show and prove. I'm going to step up and fucking kill it. Right? You're going to fucking take that chance and you're going to run to the fucking hills. You're going to just, you know what I mean? It's like that kind of adage of somebody rocking up to an interview and lying on their CV. Okay, you lied, but now you got your foot in the door, show and prove. And then you do and you smash it. But instead, this guy did this fucking terrible shit. This awful, 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 awful shit that I have no idea what the point of this stuff was, what purpose it served. And I can only imagine what this stuff cost, how much it cost them to do this shit. Because I don't think Brendan even has podcasts that are as well lit as this stuff. Because that's the thing you notice. Once he left Showtime, the quality of his work went super down because he had actual staff, right? Like working. Look, there's a guy here holding a fucking microphone on the side, right? He had whole teams producing this stuff for him. So can you imagine the amount of money that went into producing this stuff on a daily basis? And he just kind of fell flat on his face. This is part of the, by the way, this is part of the content strategy they were going for. If you read the article on Variety that I read earlier, it says something about doing sketches and shit. So that was the original premise of the show. It was meant to be like a sports version of like SNL or something, right? It says here, right? Also, the interviews, it features interviews, entertainment figures, trips, road trips, fight camp visits, sketches, animation, and pop culture spoofs. So clearly that was the whole point of it. It was meant to be like a sort of SNL for like combat sports, which is an odd mix, really. I don't know why anybody would want to watch an SNL version, an MMA version of SNL. Like, what? Doesn't make any sense, really. It's a bit odd. But hey, that's what he did. That's what he tried to make work, and it fucking didn't fucking work. And then I've got another video here to show you some of the best footage that he did. Here's another video showing you some of the fucking amazing content and skits that fucking Brendan was doing when he was over there at Showtime. Look at how funny and how hilarious this shit is. I bet you guys are going to be absolutely dying in your seats. You're going to be absolutely, you know, your ribs are going to be splitting when you watch this. I bet you're going to be so fucking, oh my God, I can see no stop. It's so funny.
MMA is blown up everywhere. There's so many leagues. My grandma's in the fight league.
Nana kicks ass.
Some even say there's too many fight leagues. Too many. Man.
Look what they did. They had the budget to get Derek Lewis to do an advert, little skit thing for them back in the day. Imagine that.
Who said that?
It was Jerry.
Well, you, Jerry. That's why we created our own fight league. We got it all.
Yeah. Except octagons.
8 sides, that noise. We got 14 motherfucking sides.
Tetra-decagon.
We also got barbed wire with a trampoline floor.
Bounce, bitch.
And a spike roof.
Not too hard, bitch.
We don't throw 4-ounce gloves, not even 8-ounce gloves. We wear
12-pound gloves.
And we don't grapple. We tickle.
Tickle, motherfucker.
Guess what? Each fight takes place at your favorite coffee shop. Good luck getting your lattes, you hipsters motherfuckers. Who needs Conor McGregor? Our fighters are the best in the world, hands down. Guys like
James Two Dicks Ryan, Pierre Clown Killer the Bell, Meryl Streep, and Jerry.
So get ready for the fight league that will kick you all up in the nuts.
Testicular Trauma, Federation of Ass-Kicking Badasses and International Outlaws.
Get you some.
Wow. Again, he got paid handsomely to do that shit. Handsomely. God damn it, Brendan. Anyway, Showtime Sports is over. That was a good little way to sort of like crown it off and let people know that Showtime Sports is done and it's over. So that should be a nice thing to fucking check out and see. But let's see some of the best moments, actually. Let's see some of the best Showtime Sports moments where Brendan does some fucked up things on the ad read, because I wanted to check some of this shit out. Let's see if I can see it here on the screen. This again for the Fighting the Kid subreddit, so big up the guys. It's from this thread here. You can see on the page. It says Brendan Shaw Butchering Ad Read Collections Part 1 Below the Belt Edition, right? So we're going to go through all of these and see what they're saying, because this is going to be fucking hilarious seeing some of these ad reads. Look at this, look at these, look at this, look at this stuff. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this.
So if you're ready for a new cardio and full body home workout, visit crossropes.com/shop. That's so if you're ready for a new cardio and full body home workout, visit crossropes.com/shop. That's SCHAUB. Get up to $40 off. So if you're ready for a new
that was good. Did he spell his name wrong? Or am I bugging? Did he spell his name wrong? Let's do it one more time. One more time. Did he spell his name wrong?
So if you're ready for a new cardio and full body home workout, visit crossropes.com/shop. That's SCHAUB.
SHAUB. He spelled his own name wrong.
AUB. Get up to $40. HAUB. That's SCHAUB. /shop. That's SCHAUB. Get up to $40.
SHAUB. SHAUB. Oh, I fucking love it, bro. Spelling, not being able to spell your own name is probably the greatest sign that you have CTE in it. Another one. This one's from DraftKings, allegedly. Let's see this one. This is a DraftKings read. SHAUB.
Deposit bonus requires 25 times playthrough. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or Indiana 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Bumba-rotted, bro. Okay, cool. Let's go through all of them. I want to go through all of them. Sorry. Let's just go through all of them. Helix pillows. Let's see this one. Pillows. Oh yeah, he says pillows, doesn't he? He doesn't say pillows. He says pillows. I don't know why he says pillows, but let's see what he's gonna say.
Pillows for you guys at helixsleep.com/.
Nah, man. I don't care. I have people in my fucking in my comments saying
BT.
He's got CTE. Stop taking a piss out of what he says. Have you ever heard anybody in your life pronounce pillows like this?
Pillows for you guys at helixsleep.com/BT. Pillows for you guys at helixsleep.com/BT. Pillows for you guys at
pillows. Pillows. Have you ever heard anybody pronounce pillows? Pillows. Pillows. Okay, cool, man. Whatever. Another one. BetterHelp. Let's see this one.
Waiting room or therapy office. There's none of that.
Oh, fucking hell, bro. This is Brendan at his worst, isn't it?
BetterHelp.
Wow. Look at how
was committed to
fat his face is. Jesus Christ, bro. He was going through it back then, innit? I wonder what he was going through. Like, time-wise. He looks fucking horrendous. So swollen and puffy. Do you think... someone said in the stream chat once, what do you guys think about this theory? There was a theory floating around earlier on that Brendan had some sort of allergic reaction to the whiskey he was drinking. Do you guys remember that theory? That when he started drinking booze, he started to balloon, but allegedly people sometimes have a weird reaction to whatever ingredient they put in whiskey. Maybe it's a wheat, I don't know what it is, but a particular ingredient that they put in whiskeys that some people do have an allergic reaction to, and it can make your face inflame. Because some people were suggesting that was the case, because he looks like he's in pain. Oh, okay, Jared Mellerick. The reaction, yeah, it's called alcoholism. Okay, touche. Touche, Jared Mellerick. Touche. Yeah. It's called having that. Yeah, it's called being an alcoholic. Okay, cool. Good point. Good point, never met him. Anyway, let's go to the beginning.
Waiting room or therapy office. There's none of that. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches so they make it easy. Waiting room or therapy office.
What? Therapeutic? He was getting BetterHelp ads, DraftKings ads on Showtime, and that all went away, bro. That all went away. One more time.
Waiting room or therapy office. There's none of that. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches so they make it easy.
That word was kicking his ass, innit? He was in pain.
Waiting room of the therapy office. There's none of that. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches so that
therapeutic. Oh, that was brilliant. Okay, another one here. Mispronounces DoorDash. No way. You can't pronounce DoorDash. Oh, that's gone. Fuck, I wanted to see that one. Okay, noise. What's that? Noise isolation. Let's see what this one says. Oh, that one's gone too. Oh, man. Okay, cool. We have to move on, I guess. Let's do this one. 200. Okay, so what's this one?
Blue Vine has helped more than
What? I don't know what that is. Let's take it down to a notch as well.
Blue Vine has helped more than 2,000. That's 20,000 customers, y'all.
He can't pronounce. He didn't know what 2000 was, so he said 2000. One more time. Hold on. He couldn't read 20,000, so he said 2000. No way. No fucking way. One more time.
Blue Vine has helped more than 2,000. That's 20,000 customers.
Isn't that 2,000 too? That's not 20,000. Let's see one more time. He did 3 zeros, not 4. Hold on, one more time.
Blue Vine has helped more than 2,000. That's 20,000 customers, y'all. Blue Vine has helped more than 2,000. That's 20,000 customers, y'all. Blue Vine.
But yo, I'm sorry, right? Look at his face, bro. He was getting... You know, like, have you ever had those times where you eat really shit and you start getting spots? I remember that happened to me, right? You start eating really badly. Maybe you're ordering DoorDash 3 times in a day, and your face just like especially mine, it happens to me all the time. My face will puff up, and I'll start to get spots, which I never do get spots. So I'll get them right in the middle of my head. I'll get them in my cheek and shit. That's what he looks like. But he's also got a little bit. That's why maybe Jared Mellor was right. Maybe it is alcoholism because he's got that little bit of a red rash that Bert always gets. Bert, whenever he's drinking a lot, he always gets this like weird little red rash on his cheeks. Like it kind of looks like eczema, but it's not. So maybe it comes from the booze. Maybe, I don't know. But I guess that's it. Look at that. Fucking hell, bro. Jesus Christ, Brendan, bro. Come on, man. Another one. But let's see this one. What's that? Brendan Cheesecake Factory. Oh, that one's gone. Annoying. Brendan mispronounces what? A deodorant. That one's gone too. Oh man, most of them are gone. This is annoying. Positions. That one's gone too. Okay, I should have checked before, really, to be fair. But hey, we're here. Another one. Is this one gone? That one's gone too. Okay, cool. Then we have to move on then. And the last one. Is that gone too? That's gone too. Okay, cool. We did it anyway. We went through them. Some good ones there. Showtime was a good time. Big up Showtime. And then I want to check out. What else I want to check out here? Oh, let's check out this. Do you guys remember this from his Showtime era? Brendan's talking about Mayweather and McGregor. This might have been another occasion for Brendan's fucking law when he invited a whole group of people to hate him more. Because boxing fans are very serious. Like boxing fans who follow boxing religiously, they don't play. The ones that have knowledge, right? They really don't play. They don't like people coming in. They don't like what they're talking about. They kind of hound them out and shit. They take boxing seriously. So when the Mayweather and Conor McGregor fight happened, and Brendan was the only voice in sports entertainment who was out there defending Conor and saying Conor could probably beat Mayweather, it really did make him unlikable to a whole group of different people out there. And this is one of the examples of it. He really did. He was riding Conor's nuts hard. And don't believe Brendan when he says, oh, I was doing it because that's what Showtime hired me to do. He's lying. He did it because he wanted to do it. And also, if you listen to the fucking trailer of that Facebook clip that I played, he says that Showtime didn't hire him to hype up anybody anyway. That's what he says in the clip. Let me see if I can find it. But he actually says in that clip, Showtime didn't hire me to hype up fights. Where is it? I think it's here, right? Yeah, there it is, yeah? Let's play his trailer again. He says that Showtime didn't hire him to hype up fights. So let's see, look, let's see. Watch this.
Is below the belt, that is the $1 million question.
Hey, D.
What's up, man?
Good to see you, brother.
Too, bro.
Versace. What's up, dog? Gucci boots.
Living good.
That was a shot.
I'm not paid by Showtime to hype up a fight card you've never heard of. I happen to be a huge fight fan. I happen to have a background in...
See? He's not hired by Showtime Sports to hype up cards. So he was riding Conor's nuts because he was a fan of him, and he honestly did think Conor would beat Floyd Mayweather, which is fucking crazy. But let's play this little clip so you can see.
Hey, what's going on? I'm MAURO RANALL hanging out with a veritable renaissance man, UFC vet, the host of two popular...
They used to call him a renaissance man. They used to call Brendan a multi-hyphenate. They used to call him a renaissance man. This guy, he had it all, man. He had it all. And he pissed it all off the side of the fucking building. Up on the wall, down the fucking drain. He pissed it all away.
Podcast.
And also, look at the production value of this. They're on some rooftop somewhere in the middle of New York. Perfect sound, perfect lighting. Like, he had money behind him, and he pissed it all up the wall.
Big Brown breakdown, and the fighter and the kid and a stand-up comic. He is Brendan Schaub. A unique setting to talk about a very unique fight, the money fight, a matchup that many of us thought would never come to fruition, will go down August 26th on Showtime pay-per-view. Floyd, Money Mayweather.
Bring it down a bit, right? 1 sec, so it's got lagging a bit.
Money Mayweather coming out of retirement in his 50th professional fight against the biggest star in the UFC, the notorious one, Mystic Mac, Conor McGregor, making his professional...
He's also repping Rogan there, right? He's probably got a little dildo, little butt plug on the top of that fucking stool, right? As a little salute to big old Rogan. I love that little tie-in there.
Boxing debut. Now, Brendan, we are talking 12 3-minute rounds under the Marcus of Queensberry rules.
Yes.
154-pound weight class, 10-ounce gloves.
Yes.
Coming from the MMA perspective, this is a boxing match. Do you agree that there's no way Conor can win this fight?
There is a way Conor can win this fight. And I think the old boxing heads, they keep boxing so close to their hearts, they don't want to admit that Floyd's going to have some issues.
Look at what he looked like, bro. Brendan looks like, that's like his brother, innit? He actually looked quite handsome here, innit? Look at what he looks like. He's got some makeup on. He's got his hair right. He's slim. Like, he actually looks well put together back then. And then all he had to do was make some money and start drinking whiskey from the bottle, and he fucked up. That's a lesson to all of you out there. Never take whiskey to the head. Pour it in a glass at least. Never just open a room temperature bottle of fucking Jameson's and just take it to your fucking face. No. Be an adult. Open the cupboard. Get yourself a little glass and pour little bits in there like a gentleman. And then swig it around like you're a madman. But if you take thingy to the fucking face, you're going to end up like a swollen version of Brendan. That's what you end up with. Because look at the difference between that one and let's see the other one. Where's the other one? Have we got it? Oh, these are all blonde. Yeah, and this. Look at the difference between that Brendan and this one. Look at that. It's crazy, bro. Absolutely crazy. Anyway, continue.
What issues is Floyd going to have, even at 40, my man? The greatest fighter of his era, one of the greatest defensive fighters of all time.
People are calling me half zesty. Nah, bruv, I'm full zesty. I'm the full lemon, bruv. Cut me in two, squeeze me into your drinks, squeeze me over your salad, squeeze me on you, bruh. Not half zesty, I'm full zesty. You feel me? Capital Z. It's in my name, bro. They don't call me AZ for a reason. Agostino Zesty. It's there. Full HD, bruv, okay? Lemon and limes, all the zest. Pour it on me. Pour it on me. About half zesty. How dare you? Full zesty, full HD, organic zesty. Rub it on my nipples zesty, all right? That's what we're doing out here. Zesty gang. Get my Z's in the chat up here. You feel me? Yes, zesty. About half zesty. Put some respect on my fucking name.
He's amazing. One of the best of all time. But the thing about Floyd is he's 40. Like you said, he has issues with his hands. He's a lot smaller fighter. The guys aren't taking this into account. The boxing heads are so worried about preserving this.
He even, he's on Adderall, isn't it? Brendan's on the Addies. Look how he's speaking. Whoa, look at that speech. He's not even stuttering. He's pronouncing his words properly. Out. And Conor, I love him because Conor, look at this. Wow, Brendan. He was on the Addies back then, isn't it?
One of the greatest defensive fighters of all time.
He's amazing. One of the best of all time. But the thing about Floyd is he's 40. Like you said, he has issues with his hands. He's a lot smaller fighter. The guys aren't taking this into account.
the boxing heads are so worried about preserving this mystery that Floyd comes with of being 50-0 and being the best of all time.
Oh, Floyd comes. You see? Brendan is zesty as me, bro. He wants to see Floyd come. One more moment here.
This mystery that Floyd comes with of being 50.
Hey, one more time.
So worried about preserving this mystery that Floyd comes with of being 50-0 and being the best of all time that they don't take into account that Conor's bigger, he's more athletic, he's the A side of this equation.
Okay.
He's the A side.
What are you talking about?
He's the A side. And here's the other thing.
He is the A side
He's
of
the A
this
side.
Brendan was on Conor's nuts, bro. He says Conor is the bigger star. No one cares about Floyd. It's all Conor. The guy's like, what? His brain short-circuited. He's like, huh?
Dude,
he's more relevant.
He's had some amateur boxing. He's making his professional boxing debut with limited training against a guy, my friend, who is pound for pound one of the best. How can Conor be the A side in this equation?
Conor's the A side. Just look at social media alone.
Yeah, this is a social media spawn.
Imagine your defense to say Conor's the A side. You say social media. I love Brendan, bro. He's stealing a living. I'm a big fan of people who steal livings. I don't care. I think in this world, you need the odd person to steal a living so that you, the average regular civilian at home, can be like, you know what? I could do it too. Because if everybody's talented, if everybody is God-given right and ability to be there, you won't have any motivation to strive for your things. But when somebody is in a position that they clearly have no business being in, right? And they're clearly like a double-digit kind of person. They have horrible takes and shit. You at home with your little webcam and your little iPhone and shit, you can say to yourself, you know what? I could do that because he could do it. So he plays a good role in society. It honestly is important to have people who steal livings because they motivate us all to be better people. You'd hope so.
Fight. The only reason we are having this event, and let's face it, this is a event with a capital E, a sporting spectacle. I didn't get my WrestleMania this year. This is the WrestleMania Combat Sports.
Mauro,
Do you think this is a serious fight?
This is a serious fight. It's the biggest sporting event of our lifetime.
Sure.
Hands down.
Brendan, bro. The biggest sporting event of our lifetime. I love the gas. You know, he earned his money. To be fair to Brendan, he's a fucking redact. But let's be fair. Brendan fucking earned his salary during this time with Mayweather and Conor McGregor. He earned his salary, bro. He was going on every show, fucking sucking off fucking Conor on those shows. Every fucking occasion he was getting, he was sucking him off. He earned his fucking money. Brendan earned his money on there, for sure. He was gargling on those fucking nuts.
And the thing that people aren't taking into account is Conor is perfect for this. I don't like other MMA guys fighting professional.
Conor is perfect. Pause.
Boxers. It's not going to be pretty. The only reason I like this is the awkwardness of Conor McGregor.
He's a southpaw.
He's a southpaw. He can switch. He can go traditional. He goes southpaw. The angles. So our boxing
southpaw. How can you say paw and not say paw? Where is the L coming from? Look, this is the bit that I loved when he's promoting the fight. He would get up and he'll start saying that Conor has got a position. He's gonna start doing this. He's gonna start doing a wide stance. I love it. That's what he kept doing. Every time Conor, he was making a testimony about how Conor would win, he'd stand up and start doing this fucking thing with his legs split.
range is here.
Yep.
Boxing, I can stay here. I have gloves. In MMA, we're all the way out here. His stance is this. Floyd.
One more
I have
time.
gloves. In MMA, we're all the way out here. His stance is this.
Brendan thought Conor was gonna win because he was gonna stand in this like halfway to lunges lean. That's how he thought Conor was gonna win. He thought Conor was gonna beat Floyd Mayweather by standing in a cocked lunge position, right? That's how he thought he was going to win. I fucking love. Look at his face. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? What the fuck are you talking about? Oh.
Floyd's never dealt with that awkwardness. He's never have to make those adjustments, ever. And what's the one time Floyd struggled in a fight, really, lately?
Well, Marcos Maidana,
and why is that?
Bullied him.
Why is that?
Bull rushed him in their first fight.
Because he's not a traditional fighter.
Right.
He bullied him. He threw weird counter punches.
But Marcos Maidana is also a professional boxer for many years.
I get that.
Decorated
I get
fighter.
that. But he's also, that's the key word, he's also a boxer. So Floyd has seen that style. Floyd has never, ever seen a style like Conor McGregor. Now, if Conor was a traditional boxer, he has problems. But what's going to happen is it's going to be super awkward. How long is it going to take Floyd to download this database? Because he's going to download it. He's going to download
The modus operandi for Floyd is always to take a round or two, collect that data, and then use it against you. Against a guy like Conor, I almost think because this is taking place in a vacuum, Brendan, I believe that Floyd is going to be very emboldened to maybe even go for the knockout. I think, to be honest, to save face.
In what world?
He has to knock Conor McGregor out.
So he's going to be the aggressor now? He's not.
I don't think he's going to be the aggressor. They're both. That's the other thing. Conor McGregor's a counter striker.
But he
He's
is,
a
but he can go
counter-puncher.
forward too, and he also hits like a Mack truck.
So you think Conor McGregor will actually land punches on Floyd Mayweather?
I guarantee you, Mo. I guarantee
So,
you.
okay,
He
now,
wins rounds.
How does he do this? And from your perspective, I know you're a big boxing guy too, and you're not
I
just
love
here
boxing.
to be
No.
the MMA guy.
No,
This
not
is a
at all.
boxing fight, so tell me why you think, or what is it going to take for Conor
This
to
isn't
win
a
rounds?
Skip Bayless take where I'm just
Thank
doing
God.
this to attract fans. I legitimately think Conor.
Oh, that was unnecessary. Look at him trashing Skip Bayless. Nah, come on, Brendan. That's not fair. That's not fair. Skip. Come on, Skip. Come on, Skip. Skip. Come on, Skip. Skip. Come on, Skip. Come on, Skip.
Conor is going to come out. He's going to show Floyd something he's never seen. He's the bigger guy. He's faster. He just has this awkward style. So for Floyd, it's about adapting to that style in live time. He's never seen this before. And we've seen guys, UFC champs like TJ Dillashaw, spar with Lomachenko. It took Lomachenko a few rounds to adapt to that distance, the awkward style, the quickness. It's just different. Then also, let me ask you about this, Mauro. Floyd Mayweather.
Anyway, you get the point. Brendan was fucking sucking off Conor. It didn't work. He ended up losing, looking absolutely horrible towards the end. He maybe won a couple of rounds here and there, but anyway, it wasn't really much of a fight when Floyd actually got started, so it was a bit dumb. Anyway, moving on from that one. Let's change switches, and let's play this clip. Random clip that I found from 2 years ago that says this. Look at this. Look at this headline. I'm not sure if this is right or if this is real, but look at this fucking headline. Look at this. Look at this. Take it for the Reddit. Look at this headline. Brendan Schaub took out a PPP loan and spent on a flamethrower exhaust on his Porsche. Do you guys know about this? I didn't know about this stuff. This happened a while ago. So PPP loans that he'd got out, obviously, you know, that they did during COVID, he spent that money not on his employees, not on his business, but instead on bruising up his fucking Porsche. And he admitted it. This is fucking wild. Let's play this clip. I haven't actually seen this. Let's see what it says here.
Bro, it's crazy. These kids are like, they're rapping about the crimes they do, and the feds will just listen to the song that they post on their Instagram. Like, all these people got...
Oh, wow. He got $22,427. These guys, man, they didn't speak about this, did they, right? They all were very quiet about taking out, about receiving PPP loans. They're talking about do it on your own, hustling, working hard, never needing help, pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. But you didn't hear many of them admit to taking out PPP loans. You didn't hear many of them actually talk about what they spent it on, how it helped them. Nothing. They just kept that very quiet, didn't they? They kept it very, very, very quiet.
Locked up for the PPE shit, or the PPP or whatever it is.
The loan shit.
The loan thing. Because they were bragging about getting...
Buying Ferraris and Lambos. Wait, who did that?
There was a
bunch of
guy
people.
out here.
There's him. Yeah, a bunch of people did.
In the back of a
They got those
rough
relief
Lambo.
loans for their businesses, but they were like lying about them, so they give them like $2 million, and they're buying Lamborghinis, then posting on the gram, rapping about.
That's Tom
it.
Segura doing that, I think, wasn't it?
Brendan is driving the Lamborghini in Florida on New Year's Day. Brendan bought the flamethrower exhaust and roll cage for his Porsche early on in the pandemic. He has also posted a picture of a newly acquired Range Rover Discovery. Meow. Here he is joking with Brian about his purchases. Jeez, exactly Jared Mellerick. But then they hate when people get handouts. Doesn't NJ Ranger. Isn't it true too that Rogan is very anti universal basic income, innit? Rogan hates handouts. Rogan hates benefits. He hates universal basic income and shit. But you know, all these friends are taking out fucking PPP loans and shit. Crazy. Oh, receiving those payments.
He started to show off on it too. Yeah, he's always
Brendan's driver car, the car he drives every day.
Talking about my everyday.
The number one everyday car.
The GT2 RS.
This is the GT2 RS. This is very important.
Setter?
Yeah.
It was an MR GT2 RS.
Now, in keeping
Load the settings, sorry. Let me show the settings a bit.
with the times, Brendan's Porsche, the car he drives every day, has fire. Fire coming out of the exhaust.
Has the ability to shoot fire. Yeah.
Because he had it souped
900 horsepower.
to 900 horsepower, because that's what you need on the 405. Now listen.
There's no traffic right now.
There's no traffic, but still.
There's going to be traffic.
Right.
But your boy might be in Texas where there's no traffic.
Yes, but so we can't, now that car is aerodynamic. That car actually can fly. I don't know if a lot of you guys know that, but he has the ability to get it off the ground and fly through the air. He just needs a couple of small.
Everybody needs a friend like Brian Callen in their life, innit? A friend like Brian Callen who's willing to get on his knees and suck you off at a moment's notice. You don't even have to ask. You don't even have to look his direction. He just senses when you need a little dick suck, and he gets down on his knees, slops you off, and continues doing what he's doing. This is a grown man in his 60s with kids and a family, and he goes out of his way to fucking pamper and praise and suck off Brendan at every fucking turn. If anything, he's probably enabled him more than anybody in his fucking life, actually. It's actually quite embarrassing. I get that Brendan's done a lot for him in his life. I get it. He's probably eternally grateful that he met someone like Brendan who legitimately is able to do the things that he can't do, right? Brendan basically hustles, he works hard, he turns up on time, does his shows, and Callen doesn't do them. Callen's already on some, he's doing a podcast already, right? He's got like a new podcast he launched already. I didn't want to cover that shit because it's getting on my nerves, but he's had like 10 podcasts over the period of the time that he's been around. And, you know, Brendan came around, dropped one, Fighting the Kid, and it basically made their entire careers, right? If they didn't have this pod, they probably would both be really damn bad. So I get why he's so grateful and so appreciative of Brendan. But you have to have a little bit of pride, a little bit of shame, a little bit. Because this is fucking gross, bro.
Wings.
Welcome to Schaub Airlines.
It's Schaub.
Schaub Airlines.
It's called Schaub Airlines.
Can only fit now. I have a roll cage, so we have no back seats.
As the world burns.
There's a roll cage in the back now.
As we have racial turmoil, as we have COVID-19.
Yeah, see, this is when he was damn bad. He was just drinking the whiskey from the bottle. And again, for me, this is a clear sign of alcoholism in there. That's definitely you're on the way to be an alcoholic. When you're just drinking whiskey from the bottle like this, recording a podcast, it's like, yikes. You know what I mean? There's one in his hand, there's one in the cup holder that's probably empty. Like, that's a lot, personally. You know what I mean? That's like, and whiskey isn't the most tastiest thing to drink, especially from the bottle. It might burn your lips and stuff. Like, surely putting it in a glass and letting it aerate, whatever the term is for it, or maybe putting it in a glass with 1 cube of ice to kind of let it cool and let the kind of flavor profile kind of mellow out a little bit. That might help, or maybe cut some of the harshness. But nah, I'm gonna take this to the face. Like, yikes.
And then decides, I got the answer. I'm gonna soup my car up to 900 horsepower and I'm gonna drive around with fire. He sent me a video of fire coming out of the.
To you and Chris, I went. So my car shoots fire now.
It's like half a dragon. He's got a dragon car.
It's so funny the different dynamics of our friends, because I said to you and Chris, and you know you guys make fun of me. I sent to Rogan. He goes, "God damn, I love that."
Of course he does. Rogan, the extremist.
Both of us. And you know who else?
You're a car extremist. You're a car extremist.
But there's in our group of.
Do we think Brendan got into cars because Rogan's into cars? Because somebody said on the chat one time when I was streaming, someone said that Rogan has a TRX too. He mentioned it on the podcast one time. So people are suggesting that maybe Brendan got a TRX because Rogan has one. Which I was like, oh my God, of course he did. But I'm wondering now, looking at this old clip, did Brendan get into cars because Rogan is notoriously into cars? Especially Porsches, because Rogan's known to be a Porsche guy. Did Brendan get into Porsches because of Rogan? It's entirely possible.
Friends, there's only 3 car enthusiasts. It's and this is he lays low about it, but
wait, I might know him.
Who?
So it's you, it's Rogan.
Rogan, I'd say, is number 1. He has way more cars than me.
Okay, it's you.
And now I have the fastest car out of any of them. So watch your P's and Q's.
It might be. I know Russell Peters loves cars.
He loves cars, but he's not a he's not a gearhead.
Okay, we know Corolla, and we know.
Oh well, Corolla's not part of the crew.
Okay, so you're talking.
Russell Peters isn't cool enough for his crew, and he's not one of his best friends. And Corolla's also not cool and not one of his best friends, so that's why he's saying this.
Love Corolla, but he's not like our boy. I'm talking about the crew.
I don't know.
You say like Comedy Store crew?
Yeah.
Segura.
Oh, is he?
Big car guy.
I didn't know that.
Big. He doesn't talk about it. You know, he's not like me to tell people what he does. And big car guy.
He's a big car guy.
Big car guy.
Really?
He's souping his. You know.
Oh, he gets crazy.
Oh yeah.
I wonder the irony in it of like how perfect, right? All of his friends who are into cars are also the most successful comedians out there. Tom Segura and Joe Rogan. He's not going to mention some random guy who might also be into cars, right? Some open micer or somebody that maybe isn't as famous as those guys. No, they don't count. Has to be the biggest guys, right? Segura and fucking Rogan. I love it.
He's like me. I was texting him yesterday. I'm like, why are we like this? He's like, I don't know. We're constantly pushing the boundaries. I'm like, there's nothing that I can't do anything else that's as fast as it already set the record. I had more horsepower.
It's so weird.
But wait till you hear it.
No, I'm sure.
He brought it last night, and I was like, oh, dude, we have to leave it outside. He goes, why? I'm like, it's going to wake my kids up. My neighbor's going to be pissed.
What?
It's so loud.
That's your car.
Yeah, it's a race car. Well, Chin took a video. Yeah, I took a video.
Okay, well, listen, you know, congratulations. I mean, oh, there we are. Let's see this.
Check out Brendan's new ride, or new modified ride.
Started for you, Jim?
Yes, please.
Don't get me wrong, it's a really nice car. I think his Porsche is probably the best car he has in his collection of vehicles that he buys over the years. I think the car that I like the most is definitely the Porsche. That's a really nice one, the GTRS, right? It's fucking beautiful.
They have a roll cage in it.
Oh, sick, dude.
All right, stay down. Let's start. Ready? It sounds like a fucking...
Oh my God. All right, go for it.
It's a Banshee.
I love the style podcaster guy showing off his 100,000 plus very rare Porsche GTRS, and the people he's showing them off to probably make what 30 grand a year or something. I love it, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
And this isn't. I didn't even open up the valves here.
The camera can't capture the actual audio. It's so loud.
Sounds like a NASCAR.
It sounds pretty badass. Listen to that air whistle through.
I know, it's turbo.
Did I send you the video of it shooting fire on the highway, Chin?
No, I didn't get it.
I can send it. Wow. For the fans, just so they know.
By the way, very relatable content. Very relatable content. Very relatable. Very funny. Very entertaining content for your fans to watch. Podcast fans, right? Regular people working regular jobs. Maybe at the moment they're listening, they're holding a baby, they're wiping another baby's shit, they're picking up dog shit, they're making dinner, they're in the fucking factory, doing whatever they're doing. This is very relatable content.
That's the 101 there.
Now, is that a certain mode you're in right now?
No. I mean, I'm in manual, so when you rev it up and slow down, then rev it up again and start shooting up.
Sick. I'll tell you this right now.
Yeah.
Watch your tone.
Okay. What's going to happen? What are you going to do? Use some of that boxing you've been doing?
Yeah. Big up Will Sasser, man. I fucking love him. Excellent person. Big up the clip maker too for bringing it out there. They're deleted, but yeah, you can see the title of the post there if you want to check out yourself. And yeah, Brendan loves the Porsches. He loves the fucking Porsches. You feel me? What else are we going to talk about here quickly? Yeah, this quickly. No, should I talk about that? I talked about that, haven't I? I did. We watched that. We watched this. Let me move to another tab. Bear with me a second. We did that stuff. What's on here? What's all this stuff? What have I got here? Oh, we got the hecklers we did already. Let's see. That already did. Oh, actually, let's maybe go through. Actually, let's maybe watch the video. Let's maybe watch the new Fighter and the Kid because I haven't watched that yet. I don't want to go through the clips on the Fighter and the Kid sub. So let's maybe just watch that. the new episode that just came out recently, and let's see what they're saying here. I'm curious to see because they're about to go to fucking Rogan's, in it, right? So let's see what they're saying. Episode number 93, 937, sorry, of The Fighter and the Kid. Let's see what this is saying. Bear minutes it loads. There we go. Take this shit off. Cool. Let's lower the fucking settings here so it can play. Bear with me a second as it loads. This is loading now. There we go. It's The Fighter and the Kid. Come on, let's hear the fucking music. Come on, let's go. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Why is it not loading properly? Come on, bro. Let's go. Oh, internet's being swolly.
Yes, we did, cause we back at it again. It's The Fighter and the Kid.
This is really The Fighter and the Kid.
Come on, baby. I want to apologize. If it seems like there's a metamorphosis taking place, and I look a little more robust. And
do you see why when you said that, Charlie? Well, here we go.
Do you mind? Because the Chin and Sanaz kind of went, "What's going on with you? Why do you look that muscular?"
Who's Sanaz? Who the fuck is Sanaz? Oh, is that a new person? Is that a new intern? Okay, fair enough. Big up Sanaz. I've always said anyway, they need to have, it doesn't matter what she looks like, but they need to have a woman in the studio anyway. I feel like these comedy podcast guys anyway, they don't do enough ha-ha hee-hees anyway. They don't make each other laugh enough. They just sit on podcasts and start pontificating about life and start philosophizing. Whatever that word is. Did I get it wrong? What did I say, bro? They start philosophizing, whatever that term is. Why my brain gone dead there? Why can't I remember the word? Anyway, you know what I mean. I think it's better if they get a girl in the studio so they can perform in front of them. You understand? Big up Crash, appreciate you, thank you.
When you played Sasso doing his "Why Don't You Tell Me?" Smiley face.
Yeah, exactly.
Face.
You know about that. It's a legendary clip, man. Big up Will Sasso, absolute legend. Big up for super chat. Thank you, brother. But yeah, I appreciate it. I think the show will be greatly improved when they have a girl in the studio who plays a Cat role, but is not as friendly as Cat. Because Cat was more like a sister, you know? She was more like a family member. They didn't probably see her as a woman, as someone they'd want to fuck, let's say, for lack of a better term, right? I think if they have someone in the studio that both guys would fuck, I think it actually makes for a better show. Yes, I know that sounds creepy. I know that sounds very objectifying, but that's the truth of it. These guys don't put on good shows just for the sake of it and make it fun. That's why Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast is so good, because they just make each other laugh and bust each other's balls without having to have eye candy in the studio. But I think these guys, they need it. So the fact that they got this girl involved is a good thing, because I think the show's going to be way more funnier because they're going to try to make her giggle, because they all want to kind of fuck her. Do you know what I mean? Even though maybe they don't, I don't know. You know what I mean? I also would love to know if there are people out there putting bets on who ends up fucking her first, or if something will happen, like a scandal. Will she get fired or something? I wonder if people are putting bets on there about it. I wonder, because these guys, you know, they're not the most professional dudes in the world, are they? So that is definitely an option.
That tan.
I said you look bigger.
And I do.
It's insane.
And
yeah,
a lot of it is, guys, a lot of it is that you guys know. No. You please be quiet. The problem is, I do train crazy hard, as you guys all know.
No, we see you do the 10 dips.
No. Well, that's a warm up, dude. I just get my body fired up. I fire my glutes because I'm going to sit down.
What'd you work out this morning?
So I'm going to go work out at 3:30.
So you haven't worked out.
I'm going to work out at 3:30.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I work out with my trainer.
Where at?
I work in a parking lot. Actually, if you must know, in a parking lot
in Manhattan Beach.
I'm at Bikini outside. It's good stuff. Now, anyway, the point is I'm taking in a lot more protein, so I apologize in advance if I start to look pretty fucking scary. I do.
Meaty,
and I know that you're kind of a big guy and you're 270 or whatever, and that you have issues with, you know, I know that I'm small compared to you, but don't push me. Okay? Yeah. And I'm going to tell you why. I have a lot of energy, and I'm feeling aggressive.
Because I've never heard this before.
Don't push me, is all I'm saying.
I've never heard this before.
But I've been watching. You ready for this?
Kung Fu?
Nope.
Something gay?
Jiu-jitsu tutorials.
That should help.
It does help.
You know what you're doing? You're not wasting your time at all. It's so productive, dude.
Well,
That's such a good way to pass time.
I'm watching my son do jiu-jitsu. I go to my son's jiu-jitsu.
So you want to coach him?
A little bit. You know, it's good. So once again, I'm gonna say this again. Don't push me.
You've been watching jiu-jitsu on YouTube.
Because I've been absorbing, not watching. I've been absorbing jiu-jitsu. Tutorials. Got me?
Now,
good?
Which ones are you watching?
I have a range of tutorials from a range.
God damn it, bro. This show's fallen off, innit? There was a time in my life when I used to watch The Fighter and the Kid all the time. I wouldn't miss episodes. I found them funny. I found it a good way to, like, you know, pass time and shit. And look at it, man. Look at how far it's fallen off. These guys don't really talk to each other outside of the pod. They're bored. They're going through the motions. And here we are having to be subjected to it. It's fucking crazy.
Range of experts.
Just like give me the, you don't say Marcelo Garcia at ADD, you know.
There is some of that. There is
no,
some
but just like the tutorial.
So Henzo sometimes will give a little something on how to get out of a fucking
Well, we
triangle.
know Henzo, right?
So I'm not afraid of your triangle at all.
Henzo that we know, these tutorials.
There's another guy named Matt Arroyo. Is that it? Matt Arroyo? Is that him? Bring him up. Bring up Matt Arroyo. I like Matt Arroyo. He teaches, there he is. That fucking dude is awesome. Don't kid yourself with him.
From the UFC?
Yeah, Matt Arroyo's no joke. And he's a real technician, and I'm his disciple. He doesn't know it, but I'm his disciple.
Oh, when you say you're watching tutorials, you're on Instagram.
Did you just watch the Batista bomb?
Yeah.
And this is why I wanted to go down this road, because I knew you.
You don't know if I am.
Yeah. Oh, before you came in the studio, you clicked on his Instagram.
Look, sometimes I follow. I'm an Arroyo disciple.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you need to know.
Yeah.
Don't push me, bro.
No, dude, with this Instagram jiu-jitsu you're learning, people should be scared, dude.
Well,
look at him here, talk with Batista from the WWE.
He's no joke either.
No, dude.
Don't.
Legit.
Hey, with Batista and you,
dude,
I don't know if I'm betting on you.
I don't either. Was he a purple belt?
He's a brown belt, bro.
Oh, no.
He's a brown belt, and he's very big and strong. He's very big and strong. Every bit of 260.
Every bit. All natural too, dude.
Hey, he's got
that girl's earning her fucking salary, isn't it, right? That girl's earning her salary. She's cackling in the background, bro. Well done to that lady. I forgot her name, but well done to you. You're earning your wage. Good girl. That's what you gotta do. Laugh when the boss is making jokes. You laugh like you haven't laughed before. You just keep on laughing. You laugh until you have no more ounce to laugh. You just keep laughing and laugh again. Good girl.
Seen the man's frame? He's got a fucking frame.
He's jacked. I've
Huge
seen him in
head.
person.
Big
He's
boy.
jacked. Yeah.
He's big boy.
Yeah, I beat the show. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
No.
Yeah, wait.
Be respectful.
No, the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy?
Don't say that.
The guy that wears
Dude, he fought MMA. No, he fought.
No, he hasn't.
He did have a couple MMA fights.
He did. What league?
Well, that
doesn't count.
Okay, come on.
Do you see where we're getting at today?
Bro. You're pushing me, and you're pushing my sensei, who doesn't know that I'm even a student.
You know, this is a new Brendan here. I cut straight to the chase here.
Look at that, though.
You don't look bigger. He can't fight.
Yes, I do.
Chin can't see.
Man, you are.
I do have a bad vision.
Don't
you know what it is?
Fold,
you know what it is? It's no
don't
shit
back off
Wednesday.
your compliment.
No, it's no shit Wednesday.
I didn't agree to that.
Yeah, dude.
I didn't agree to that.
No, every Wednesday's no shit Wednesday.
What?
Yeah, dude.
What was no shit
I'm taking
Wednesday?
no shit.
Well, I'm not taking any shit
I'm smelling
either.
a lot of shit.
Well, I'm not.
Because you're not watching jiu-jitsu tutorials.
Yeah,
She doesn't think you're
yes,
bigger.
I am.
And
I watch boxing tutorials too. And I'll tell you something else. I'm ready. So whatever you want.
And again, the humor's not for me. But do you guys see what I mean now? When they have a girl in the office that they both want to fuck, look at the difference in energy. They are fucking. They are like it's like when you're in school and your boy's like pushing you in front of the girls. Like, fuck off, no, you fuck off, man. And you start like pretend fighting to impress the girl. They are really trying like hard. You know what I mean? Like they're going for it. Like ha 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 ha. Like they're going for it. It's like a fucking tennis match. Like joke. They really want to impress. Really want to impress. When's the last time you've seen them go this hard? And it's only 4 minutes into the video. We're 4 minutes in. Look how jokey they're being. Ba. That's the key to every LA podcast that's shit. Every LA podcast that's shit. You know what they need to do? They need to get a girl in the office that they both fuck. It's very objectifying. It's very misogynistic. It's on the verge of being creepy and being diddly, but it's the truth. Most of these podcasts are failing because there's not a girl in the room they all want to fuck. That's maybe why, I figured it out. That might explain why some of these comedians are so funny in person, especially live when they perform at comedy clubs. Because they want to fuck some of the women in the audience and they probably want to fuck some of the fucking waitresses. Right? They want to finger bang the waitresses behind the fucking curtains or in the fucking green room, right? That's why they get on stage and they give it their fucking all. That's why they get on the stage and they're fucking Richard Pryor reincarnated. Maybe that's the key to the stand-up comedy scene. Women or very easily influenced young ladies, like we might have seen in other videos of other comedians who I won't mention, Chris Lee and Brendan. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what they need. That's what needs to motivate them. They need a lot of underage girls. They need a lot of whores. And they need interns.
And whatever you got today, I'm already warmed up.
Go roll with Batista, dude.
I'll roll with anybody. I will. I'll roll with anybody.
He has to be 60?
He looks good. I don't think so, Bob. I think he's my age or younger. I hate to tell
54.
you. He's 2 years younger than me. So, yeah. Now,
I'm a fan. That's the problem. This is what happens, dude. You poke the bear. I'm a fan of Batista, what he's done.
Yeah.
His acting chops and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Did I get you going a little bit?
Grew. What?
I get you going a little bit?
No.
I get you going when I start talking.
That's Vin Diesel. Yeah.
He was not Groot. He was Drax the Destroyer.
That's right. Dude, how much money does Vin Diesel get for playing Groot?
It's unbelievable.
He just goes Groot.
And you know what I thought about that? I watched it on the plane. I didn't watch it, but somebody was watching on the plane. And I thought to myself, doing that movie, you're usually behind a green screen or you're up on a bed.
Brian Callen, the movie star. Go on, Callen. Tell us how many movies you've been in. Go on, Callen. Break down the movie making process. Go on, Callen. Tell us how it goes down on set. Tell us. Go on. Go on. Give us a Scorsese fucking workshop for free on the podcast. Go on, Callen. Come on.
Like a truck and they put the car up there. So you're doing this.
Sure.
And then you're going like this.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And it's all that facial stuff. And you have about 6 lines in the movie, I think.
Hey, I had no idea.
Did you see how much money you gets paid?
No, I understand. It's just
I'd be like,
really
throw 2
strange...
big black dicks in for that.
Yeah. A walrus.
Oh, there you go. Someone said in the chat, oh, they're not talking about dicks. This is so refreshing. 5 minutes in, first dick reference. You didn't think you could get away with that for so long. Whoever in the chat said, at least they're not talking about dicks. I hope you now have seen the error of your ways. 5 minutes in, we get the first dick reference.
It's weird, right?
There we go.
But it's... I can't right now. Don't do that again.
You're trying to say how hard his life is, or
no, I'm
like
saying,
how boring it is?
How boring.
But the money, you're literally like, what do you want? Yeah,
that's right.
So anyways, what am I doing?
Tell me how boring. Brian kind of loves to lie too. If you watch Find the Kid long enough, you would know that Brian never wanted to do the podcast. He always wanted to be a actor first, which is fine, isn't it? Because you can love what you want to love. But you know, when the acting thing went away, he was obviously bummed by it. But let's not try and pretend like you don't like it, because I've done a little bit of extra work, and you know it's fucking horrible. Extra's not really the best way to compare it to, because the extra, you're like one of the lowest priorities on a set. So it's not the same. But you do have to wait the whole day, sometimes to film for like half an hour. It's fucking awful. You're waiting the whole day in your full outfit, sometimes with makeup on, waiting to film for 30 minutes. It can be fucking brutal. But if you enjoy it, it's actually quite enjoyable. You meet loads of people. The kind of the gossip on the set is quite cool and quite fun. You bust each other's balls. The food is always amazing. Like, I can understand why it can be fun, but I don't know. He's just trying to cope because, you know, the whole rape scandal thing essentially canceled his Hollywood career.
My money in your head, you're just thinking, I'm gonna go buy this house in Malibu. Get 2 more weeks of this bullshit.
Well, he's a producer on it, so I think he made crazy amount of money.
And then he has a Fast and Furious too. He gets $13 million for each portrayal of Talking Tree.
Of the Talking Tree. No, I think he.
That's every movie. There's been 4 of them. Okay.
Yeah.
That's so much money.
You took Guardians of the Galaxy?
There's 4.
No, but Fast and Furious, there are 10?
Well, Fast and Furious, he owns that. Well, he owns the franchise.
He's like an exec producer, something like that.
He's close to being a billionaire from Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious is different animal. We're talking about stupid Groove.
What would you and I, if we wrote a movie, what would it be called? And what would
Hey,
be
Bubba, those
yeah.
days have passed.
Is this like a Hollywood thing, do you think? Again, maybe I'm being a bit too picky here. When you're with your friends and you're talking about movies and stuff, like if me and my friends were gathered and we were talking about Vin Diesel, we would mention like you know, in a sarcastic way that he's a good actor. We'll talk about the movies that we liked of his and stuff, and maybe some scenes, but we wouldn't care about the money. I wonder if this is like an industry thing. Whenever they mention Hollywood people who they like, it's always because they make a bunch of money. Oh, he makes so much money. He makes this much money. It's always a money thing. They're never talking about the scenes they like, the movies they like, the chances they took, what was funny they said. Like, it's always about the money, 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 money. I wonder if it's like a LA thing, or if it's an industry thing, or if it's just them. Like, they just love talking about money. That's it. Like, there's so much you could talk about with Vin Diesel that's hilarious. From the meme of him with the Beyonce thing, how he acts on social media, the roles he's taken up, his lines in the movies. There's so many fun things to talk about at Vin Diesel. And how he used to look when he was younger. He's sort of like modeling days when he used to do like music videos and shit. Like, he's quite an interesting guy to speak about in a sort of like boys way. It doesn't have to be about the money, you know? But hey, what do I know?
They have?
We've missed that boat.
We did?
We did.
Well,
You're
let's-
56.
what if we- I know.
I'm 40.
So what would you call it?
We're not Matt Damon and Ben
not, are we?
Affleck, dude.
Are we just two guys?
We're not. Yeah, we're just two guys.
Are we just some guys?
We're just guys.
Just
now.
couple, 1, 2.
Now, when we first met, maybe a little bushy-eyed, little, you know, we had our shit together a little bit, but then that boat passed.
So
we're not in the dorms. We don't have any scripts
So
to sell.
if we start doing a YouTube series, it's just real short, and it's you and I out there on a tandem bike. Or
You know what vibe you're giving me? YouTube ain't it.
I'm too what?
YouTube ain't it for us. You know what it is, Daddy? And this might sting you a
What is
little
it?
bit.
Are you going to say? I know
For
what
your
you're gonna say.
future,
Wait, hold on.
OnlyFans.
Is it OnlyFans?
Yeah, I'm looking at you give OnlyFans vibes.
Well, what about
and your new body? You put on 5 pounds,
what
right?
about Pornhub?
Pornhub now.
Well,
You
no.
got to cut out the middleman.
So what if we do a TV show where you're driving your ridiculous, stupid truck, and I'm in the driver's seat, and I'm always like, dude, you're going too fast. You're wasting gas, you know?
That's not going to work right off the bat because,
Yeah.
I mean, we've been through this because my car doesn't allow cucks, right? So that movie's not going to be made.
Wait, what?
Right? Because you can't get in. The car won't start if you're in it.
What?
It's weird, dude.
No.
Yeah, I had some guy jump in from Irwan
Why am I
and he had a
cuck?
Kamala Harris shirt on. I went, oh no, I'm out of here. And wouldn't start.
No, I don't. But I'm not a Kamala Harris supporter.
Yeah, well,
But wait.
hey,
Wait.
sure. Hey,
But
sure.
I'm not just.
Hey, for the
just 'cause I
show?
drive a
Hey,
Tesla,
for the show? Sure.
dude. Just because I drive a Tesla 3 doesn't mean I'm a cock. Even though I might be, but that's only my own kink. That's my kink. But the point
All I'm
is
saying
this.
is the truck won't even start. It's weird, man. It like knows when there's bitches in the car.
No, dude, you're so
That girl is cackling in the background, bro. She's very entertained by this. It's working. Look at them laughing and smiling, actually having fun with each other, enjoying each other's vibes. It's actually working, man. It's actually working.
disrespectful.
I don't like it either, dude.
I studied
I'm like, I'll try and
jiu-jitsu.
hotwire this thing. It won't even work.
I
dude.
studied jujitsu via Instagram, and I do boxing tutorials.
It's so offensive. It's so offensive, dude. I studied jiu-jitsu tutorials. In my I'm like, he saw something on Instagram.
100%, by the way.
Dude, are you excited to go to Austin?
Yes, fight companion.
How much fun are those?
Fucking great. Flying in Friday night.
You
You're
know
gonna
what?
get there early. You gonna go to the mothership or something? What's going on?
I'm not getting there that early. I just don't want to.
Hey, the mothership, eh? What's happening with the mothership?
Yeah.
I mean, I might stop by there. I'd probably
Well, I
land
was
at
thinking about
6 or
flying in
7.
at 6 a.m. on Saturday. Bad idea. That means I gotta wake up at 4:30, and you know how that.
You know how unfair that is? That Joe lets everybody else perform there from the friendship group, but Brendan doesn't. Because I was thinking the other day, there's not many people in Joe's immediate circle who haven't performed at the Comedy Mothership. So Brendan might be the only person in his immediate circle of friends who are also stand-ups who hasn't performed there. And the reason why he hasn't performed there is because Joe said to Brendan that he's not funny enough. That's fucking brutal, isn't it? You're the only one that hasn't been invited to perform there, and it's only because he actually thinks you're not funny, which is even more brutal because he was your introduction to the fucking space. It's fucking awful. I kind of feel bad for him, even though he kind of deserves it. A part of me also feels bad for the guy. Like, damn.
goes, you're a zombie. I'm not doing it.
Well, I'm up. I was leaning towards. I'm up at. Usually I'm around 4:35 at the latest. I'm always up at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
So I was like, I could do a 6 a.m. flight. It's just a long day, and then you're flying back the same day. You just not putting your best foot forward.
The problem with me is it gets in the way of my protein regimen and my
sure,
my new
sure,
protein
dude,
regimen.
like Batista, dude.
Yeah.
Those would be fun. But can I tell you something that's been bothering me? And I'll air it out on here.
Yeah.
You know, and I get it. Rogan's a big deal, dude.
Sure, he's
that
a big
show's
deal.
massive.
Massive show.
You always find time to do his fight companions, and it's in another city.
What do you mean?
And then I do fight companions. I know I'm not Rogan.
No, but
you can never do them.
Hold on, because I didn't have a date. I was supposed to be in Boise. I did that got canceled.
Interesting thing to bring up, isn't it? For once, he's bringing up actual conflict. That's interesting to bring up on the pod. But I would say, even if Brian is going to lie here and say it's scheduling conflicts, I'm never free when you do them, even as a friend, you should be allowed to say, hey, dude, your show sucks and it's going to do nothing for me, whereas Rogan's show will. Because I'm assuming when it comes to fight companions, usually fight cards are on like Fridays or Saturdays. Most likely these guys are performing in clubs. So they have to cancel their bookings to go to Rogan. There's something to be said for maybe canceling a book. Like personally, I think if you're their friend, I think if you're a random person, it's different. But if you're Rogan's friend and you've got a comedy booking, you probably shouldn't cancel it just to appear on Rogan. That's a bit silly. You should go and do your booking, make your money, make your fans happy, put on your show, work on your craft, all that good stuff. But if it's your one shot, if it's you've never been on there before and this is your time, then of course cancel everything. But I actually think if you're gonna cancel for anything, it should be maybe Rogan. But you wouldn't cancel for Brendan. You know what I mean? That's the thing. His fight companion is awful. He probably, to be fair, I've always said I think a good solution for the future will be for Brendan to do this. He should do the fight companion like who's my guy? MMA Guru. I think Brendan, if he wouldn't do it because he's awkward and stuff, but he should actually do, especially the main fight cards, as a live stream by himself as a companion. Maybe have Chin sit next to him or something. But I think that would actually work better than having the whole trying to copy the Joe Rogan setup. That might be actually good if he live streamed it himself. But how MMA Guru does when he puts on the fight card stuff. That might actually work out better. Personally, I think so. Than doing the whole fight companion, because it doesn't work when he has like random strangers in his studio and he's trying to essentially click with them live on air. It doesn't work. It only works when he has his own friends doing it, but his friends don't want to do it because they've got paid gigs and don't want to cancel them, which makes sense. So he's kind of caught in this weird position, but I think he should do them on his own, personally. He should live stream the fight cards on his Thick Boy channel and then go there.
And now I had the weekend
open free.
Yeah, and it was just that when I'm doing a show in a city, I can't not do that show and come and do the fight companion here. But also, Joe's Joe.
I know, I get it.
Also, even if I was like, say I was really mad at Joe for whatever reason, maybe he punched me in the face or something. He's like, get out of here.
You're still gonna
And then I was
come.
like, fuck that guy. And then he was like, you want to do the fight companion? I go, yes. Like I'd say before he got it out, I go, yes.
Yeah.
At least they're self-aware enough to know that they all suck off on Rogan. That's good. At least they know. At least they're self-aware enough to know that, Rogan is their literal daddy. That's somewhat comforting, to be fair.
But I'm mad.
I get it.
And then I'd go, yeah.
Say less.
Yeah. So,
because I want to do
and I
one.
hate to say that at 56.
Because I'm done doing campaigns with people that I'm not super close with. It doesn't make them as fun. So
Duh. People have been saying this forever, and he's finally only realized this now. What? Fucking too little too late. The companion that he does is terrible anyway, but it's made even worse when he gets absolute strangers to try and sit around a table and fake vibes or something, especially without the volume on and shit. It's fucking awful in the room to be sitting there and try and split a fucking tortilla with fucking Eric Griffin. It's not going to work out. So he should be doing it with a set group of people, 2 or 3 people that he set that are locked in, and maybe have one seat that rotates, or he should do like the MMA Guru and just do a live stream by himself, sit in front of a camera like he does on a Showtime show, and just react to the fights. Why not?
But you got the Francis and you got the Fury fight coming up.
Yeah.
That's the 28th. I'd like doing for that. You got the big November 11th fight, John Jones, Stipe. I'd like doing for that.
Yeah.
You have the big December fight.
I'm free those weekends, I think. My next weekend after
the 28th, you're not.
I got Schaumburg this coming weekend.
Well, not this weekend,
Not this weekend.
right?
Next weekend, 27th, 28th.
Yeah, so the 28th.
And then November 7th, 9th and 10th and 11th is the next date I have. So I'm free.
Yeah, the next month.
Anyway, we heard what you have to hear about. It's fucking boring. I tried to do it. I couldn't. I'm gonna have to probably go through the clips. This is too much. This is fucking making my brain bleed out from the side of my ears. So let's not do that anymore. Please, for the love of God, let's not do that anymore. So let's move on to some clips. For the public freakout stuff, let's see this one. This one's titled what? This one is titled Hecklers versus Stand-Up Comedian. Oh yeah, I think I watched it before. This is actually pretty good, actually. This guy handles it pretty well. I'm not gonna lie. But also, comedy clubs attract some very odd people, innit? I wonder what it is about comedy clubs that attract people who get a kick out of heckling comedians on stage or just talking really loudly while they're performing. I wonder what it is about a comedy club. Part of me thinks, because when I was coming up and when I was starting to DJ, I would always play in like bars, right? Like dive bars or like an actual pub or something, right? And they were always really humbling experiences because most of the time it felt like the people in the pub, even though they went there every weekend, they were always surprised when I would start to play music. Like, what the fuck? Why are you playing music for? Right? It always kind of annoyed them. So I wonder if comedy clubs are the same, where some people go to comedy clubs and they don't actually know it's a comedy club. They think it's just a bar. Then when the comedy starts, they don't know how to calibrate their attitude and their behavior, you know? They're still on like 10, like screaming, shouting, having a good time. They don't know how to like bring it down because, you know, they're in the fucking bar. I wonder if that's a thing that plays into their mind. I don't know. Anyway, let's see how this comedian handles hecklers.
Yeah. Well, you've been talking the whole joke. That's why I stopped. Freedom of speech, right? Freedom of speech. I wonder who you voted for. No. I just hold on. How old are you? You guys gotta be my age at least, older. Yeah, because like, look how you're acting in public. But look how upset you're going 0 to 100 really quick. No, she is. Well, I mean, you're with her. Biden? What is it? We're getting political already. You're in Vegas. You're supposed to be having a good time. Why are you so hostile?
Like, I can't imagine what would possess anybody to go to a comedy show and heckle and start just like getting into a back and forth with the comedian. It's one thing when, you know, the Schultz and Akash guys do it and it's annoying where they try and be combative and try and make bits out of people and use them as basically comedic punching bags. That I hate. But when someone's just performing and you start to be confrontational, combative, just off the rip, you just want to stir a fight, it's just so weird. Like, why don't you just like let people like relax, you know, relax.
Because have you never been to a comedy show before? You're very confrontational. Is this how you guys always are? No? Yeah, because I'm more into this. This is fun. I want to find out how mentally ill people make it in society. Why are you so angry? Did you guys lose $3 today? Jesus Christ. What happened? You guys need to each other so you can be a little bit more calm. How am I supposed to do my show at this point? You guys have ruined the evening for everyone. I'm having fun. I get paid regardless. Guys, you know this is crazy right now, right? Let's wait 4 more minutes. Let's take an outside look at this whole situation. Do you think this is a normal interaction in society? Because you guys were chatting from the get-go.
I love how they both said so in unison. They don't understand that you can't be just speaking aloud when the performer's performing on stage. I love it. I love humans like this, man. Honestly, I love it.
That's the problem, is you guys think it's okay to talk at a live performance show.
You're right. Just like when I'm at work, people can talk, right?
Yeah, this isn't...
What? Just like when I'm at work, people can talk. Excuse me?
work. This is a live show that other people, you're ruining, other people paid a lot of money to be here. This is, my job is to scold you.
Anyway, you get the gist. You get the gist. Absolutely hilarious. Like I said, I don't understand how people go to comedy shows and do that, but part of me thinks that because a lot of comedy clubs are bars as well, I think there are a portion of people who are so dumb that when they go to a comedy club, they don't actually realize it's a comedy club. They think it's a bar. And like myself, when I used to DJ in pubs, I'd play my music. I'd start my set at like 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. and you'd see people get visibly angry. They'd give me like death stares as I'm playing because they didn't know there'll be a DJ, right? So they're like, what the fuck? You're spoiling my fucking mood. You're ruining my fucking buzz by playing your fucking shit. And they give me death stares when it's clear, you know, that there is a DJ there because they've got decks there and because they've got signs and posters with DJ flyers and shit, but they don't realize there's going to be one. So I wonder if a lot of these people go into the comedy clubs to have a drink, to get lit. Then when they hear somebody telling jokes on a microphone, they just don't know how to recalibrate their fucking, you know, their attitude and shit. Maybe that plays into it. I'm not really too sure. But either way, hecklers are fucking weird people, very interesting people, but they do make the world go around. Then we've got this really funny one, actually. This is a good one. This is a heckler gets confronted by another audience member. This features a lady. What's her name? The lady's name is So Maddie Smith or something, right? So Maddie or Maddie Smith or something, I think. So this girl is quite funny, actually. I quite enjoyed this when I saw this. Let's play this for you so you can hear it and you can see if if you agree with my sense of humor. I thought she was really good, to be fair. Let's see. Let's get this up going. Let's see if this works. There we go.
I love Wild 'N Out because, what did you say? Well, I thought we were cooking. Oh. No, sit down.
So I guess some guy heckles her and says something about her not being funny, and then a random big black guy gets up and wants to fight the other guy for heckling. So it's like a double heckle, but the other heckler person is like supporting her, I guess.
Oh, sit down. Wait, sit down. Wait, no, black guy, sit down. Wait, everyone sit down. Everyone sit down. Wait.
He's talking about shit.
Oh,
we here to enjoy ourselves.
Okay, this is super romantic. Let's give this guy a few shots. Shots for this table. Oh, you're jealous I didn't pick on you? Oh my God. I don't care. So I don't know what you want me to say. There's like 400 people here, so, and everyone's laughing a lot. And it doesn't matter because I'm on Lexapro and I'm rich. Yeah. So, yeah.
No, that got me. I don't care. That was good. I'm on Lexapro and I'm rich.
I am on TV and I have 3 black dudes over there who are gonna gangbang me later. So that was hot, dude. You wanna fucking look at him? That was really cool what you did for me back there.
That was decent. That was decent. Big up her. I enjoyed that nonetheless. Who's that? AZ, when are you at the improv? Improv? Never, bro. Never. Not really interested, to be fair. Stand-up isn't really... I know, I like to watch it, but it's not something I would ever pursue myself. As much as I like stand-up, I don't really get the hype. Is that something to say? That makes sense? I don't really get the hype. I'm not going to lie. I don't really get the hype. As much as I enjoy breaking this stuff down and watching and laughing at a lot of this stuff, I think it might be one of the most overrated art forms that exist in the entertainment industry. I think it might be up there with DJing. DJing is very overrated because when a DJ is bad, they are bad. Same with comedians. And I think a lot of comedy is only enjoyed when you're there in person, but I think it's very overrated, personally. You know? Oh, Jubu. Okay, you got me. That's a good joke, though. See, you may be going a rant explaining my philosophy of why I don't want to do comedy when actually you were taking the piss and you was implying, it was a kind of a racial diss, by saying that big black guy that was in that audience could have been me. Ah, I see. So you were racially attacking me instead of encouraging me to do. Yeah, I see what you're doing there. I see. I get it. Thank you, Jibu. I can always count on you for the nice stuff. Thank you. Anyway, let's watch this. This is this is a Skits and Bits compilation. I think someone put together. Big up the Fighter and the Kid people to put. This is fucking brilliant. Big up Brian Campbell. He's definitely up there with Ariel Hawani for the fucking most important person at PF Chang's. I fucking love Brian Campbell. What a legend. Look at this post. This is fucking so funny. You're going to enjoy this one. This is really good.
This has become our part of our lives, everyone. It's just what it is, Luke, okay?
I mean, that's partly true.
Luke, I know you don't read the comments at all, but did you see there was a comment on...
every time.
You're always texting me like, how's socials? I'm like, dude, I don't really tweet stuff out.
I've never texted you that.
They should improve their relationship with former heavyweight Brendan Schaub, too. A lot of back and forth, Luke. I don't like it.
All right, what are we doing here? You couldn't wait to put this in here, huh?
Are you getting lip injections, Luke, like some comedians these days?
Again, once again,
right?
you're Brendan Schaub's #1 fan.
No, I love Brendan Schaub. I'm just simply pointing out, like, this.
Let me finish reading here. Turnover page for more instructions.
Will you stop? I mean, just stop.
This is a podcast that only talks about the podcast, okay?
Who are you going to see?
I forgot the fella's name. It's like a real.
Honestly, just to pause it there a bit, that fucking bit went on too long. That's why sometimes I think to myself, should I be really laughing at Brendan? He might be actually redacted, because that whole thing that he did when there was a period in time where every time he was reading the ad reads on his podcast, he'd always read the bit at the end that said, turn page for extra details, that like stuff that you're meant to not read aloud, you're meant to do, and then read the fucking terms of it out loud, you know? Like, it's the ad read copy. But Brendan was so redacted that he'd read the entire thing. Turn page to details. Like, bro. And it went on for so long. Eventually, he stopped doing it, but it went on for too long. So maybe I'm thinking to myself, he might actually be genuinely redacted, where he didn't realize that you're not meant to say that stuff aloud. You're meant to just do it when you're reading it yourself, the contract. But it's not what you say. Anyway, whatever. It's fucking crazy.
Comic though, okay? You'd be surprised, bro. I mean, seriously. But looking forward to that. Is he walking me to my truck? What are you like? Where's he going? Like,
why would he be walking you to your truck, BC?
I don't know. I'm not going to blow him. I mean, Luke, if the local DA gets removed at all leading up to this, would you consider not going?
Would the local DA gets removed? Oh, that might be one of Brendan Schaub's greatest lies, up there with the Moon Tower Comedy Festival. That lie that Brendan put out there about he couldn't perform in San Francisco because the district attorney got recalled and there were riots in the streets was hilarious, because I think the same week that happened, or the same day he cancelled, they just booked another comedian. And I think it was like a team's open top bus parade, some basketball team anyway. Something happened. Like, so it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You can't perform comedy because the fucking district attorney got recalled. Like, what?
I don't even know what does that mean?
For safety purposes, Luke, that's all that means. But no, I'm excited to be there. I was on the floor for Columbus and had to rep the Stray Cats of PF Chang's. Much love, Don. I'd say you're at least 90 minutes away from pissing in a public sink, Luke, all right? Well, we'll see what happens. It does happen. I had Ralphos Juan Charles, and it was just, it was carne asada. And it was great. It was great.
Up in this motherfucker,
Nachos rancheros. Yeah, you got.
I see you, motherfucker.
Is it a drug rug or a Mexican sweater? Heard it both ways. I may have made. Can we stop with this shit?
You can call
Heard it both ways.
me Dad. It's okay.
Poppy Gringo, is that you?
Hey, look who stumbled into this, Luke. Hey, check it out, guy. Eventually you name the waters. There won't be any, okay? There's not going to be any. So, Luke.
You're so dumb.
That would be PBS, Bubba. Little sign of the CTE, Bappa. Dicey. Yeah, you would gadoosh me through a glass door.
It's just doing skits and bits. You like being
maybe
weird.
homeless cats. I mean, all five of my animals are
skits and bits.
I want to ask you this, Luke. Hey, did you ever see the Schaub in what's the other guy's name?
Here we go.
No, I'm not doing skits and bits. You always think I have bad faith. I do have to say that's a wholesome father-son moment right there, Luke.
Can you imagine? I don't. Again, maybe it's just me, and I'm too modest and shit. But if I was Brendan and I was a comedian at his level, there's no way that I'm posting shit like this online because it doesn't make any sense, you know? You know? Like, why was a comedian of Brendan Schaub's level posting, picking up, buying a Ferrari? It just looks weird, right? It just like, it invites unnecessary attention to you. It just looks odd. It's a bit too flashy. It's something you probably shouldn't be showing your fans anyway, like, you know, all the cars that you have so they can spot where you're at all times. It's just bizarre anyway in terms of a safety precaution thing, especially if you've got family and stuff. It's just odd. But I don't know, if it was me and I was him, I'd be a little bit more modest just to stop the hate, you know? Like, what's that Elon Musk quote about, what did he say about why he doesn't buy, like, where he doesn't have like a big mansion? I think his point in Rogan was like, he doesn't own flashy things because they're like attack vectors, right? The more flashy things you have, the Rolex watch, the expensive suit, the big house. If people already don't like you, it just gives them more reason not to like you. Obviously, you don't need to live your life, you know, based on how people, you know, respond to you. But surely, if you're somebody that is, you know, as average at stand-up as Brendan is, and mediocre, okay, good maybe at podcasting, to be buying a Ferrari just doesn't make any sense. Like, well, how are you affording this car in the first place? Number one. Secondly, why? You know, like, it's just an odd thing to do. But hey, he enjoys himself.
Getting a Ferrari?
Whatever happened to normal names for fighters who have kids like Tiger or Boston?
I see what you
Brendan Schaub did a nice dad move. And
Are we doing this bit?
That might be also one of the worst tattoos I've ever seen in my life, isn't it? Like, symbolism-wise. Why would you want your kids depicted as corpses on your body? As zombies? Like, I still don't get it. Like, I think the meaning behind it was that one of his kids says, like, instead of saying zombie, it says chombi, and he found that cute. So then he decided to go get illustrations of his kids made out as zombies on him. Like, huh? Like, weird, isn't it? Like, why would you get a tattoo of your kids on your body depicting them dead or unalive? I don't know. It's odd.
Bit.
As hard as hell taking over Brendan's channel. He is gadooshed out on his own, betting on himself and water, weed, dude, right?
Yeah.
Hair.
Joe Rogan?
What about him?
He's probably like 5'3".
Get off the tracks.
Dude, this might be our last Calabasas fight companion, okay?
I don't think it's the Calabasas fight
All
companion
day you're like,
all.
I get to be Delia. I'm like, dude, go for it, man.
That's actually a good joke. I like fucking door manager at Chang's. Great episode. Never heard it, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Her opponent. I mean, what are we doing here?
Hey,
yeah, he is a nice guy. Never met him. All right. It's a remarkably terrible
I don't read the
idea.
comments at all, Luke, so that...
You're Blockbuster. I want you to understand that.
Stop acting like a bitch.
Name the waters. BC, I'm not your motherfucking improv partner. Or maybe I am. Brandon?
But anyway, brilliant clip. Big up Fighting the Kids subreddit, guys are putting it together. That's fucking awesome. I love that little compilation. Name the warders, Baba. Name the fucking warders. Oh yeah, this is a good one too. You remember? Have you guys seen this? This is a fucking brilliant one. 5-second contradiction. This is definitely CTE, right? Listen to this one. Listen to this. 5-second contradiction. Listen to this. Listen to this, please. I beg of you. Listen to this.
Here's the thing. People with fast cars, especially big guys with dope cars, the one thing people do, it doesn't matter if you're any of size, they go, how do you fit in that thing? It's like, oh, that's your takeaway from this dope-ass car? Jeez, I can't believe you fit in that thing. Yeah, okay. That's the takeaway, huh? Twin-turbo Lamborghini, Aventador.
He's racing it.
Is he racing it?
Oh, you know, at the track.
That's not Aventador. That's the smaller one. I can't. Again, it's not even hating on big guys in sports cars. I just can't. I can't believe he fits in there. Like,
that's the same clip. No cuts, no edits. He starts by saying that he hates it when people talk to him about the nice cars that he has and says, how do you fit in there? And then he ends it by saying the exact same thing himself. One more time. This is a fucking brilliant clip, man. Honestly, it's CTE, isn't it? It's for sure brain damage. This is fucking brilliant.
Here's the thing. People with fast cars, especially big guys with dope cars, the one thing people do, it doesn't matter if you're any of size, like any of size, they go.
Also, have you ever heard the term any of size? Any of size. Any of size. Huh?
How do you fit in that thing? It's like, oh, that's your takeaway from this dope ass car? Jeez, I can't believe you fit in that thing. Yeah, okay. That's the takeaway, huh? Twin turbo Lamborghini, Aventador.
He's racing it.
Is he racing it?
Oh, you know, at the track.
That's not Aventador. That's the smaller one. I can't. Again, it's not even hating on big guys in sports cars. I just can't. I can't believe he fits in there. Like,
I can't believe he fits in there. Any of size. Any of size. Oh, fucking brilliant! I loved it, man. That was maybe one of the greatest. Any of size. Any of size. Yes, any of size. Okay, cool. Any of size. What an absolute legend. Okay, cool. Let's move on from that one. Bear with me a second. Again, if you're watching the stream and you're enjoying what you're seeing, please make sure you like the stream down below. That'd be greatly appreciated. Smash the like button down below. Let everybody know that you're enjoying the show. Smash the like button down below if you're enjoying it. That would be greatly appreciated if you could. That would be greatly appreciated. What else are we gonna do here? Moving on, we said that, we did this, we did that, we did this, we did that. Buddy ba ba boom. Let's move on here. Let's do this, let's do that. Yeah, so let's just play this clip actually. This one says, what? Baba is glad he left Showtime. Let's play this one and get on his own. Let's see what this is saying. Bish bash bosh, bish bash bosh. Bear with me a second, I just load. There we go. Okay. Let's go here. Let's put the sound up as well. There, the sound is up. And let's get this zoomed in so you can see. So let's see what Brendan's saying. So, as most of you guys know, Showtime Sports is coming to a close. I read this article earlier on in the stream, but essentially they're ceasing all operations or anything, you know, under the Showtime Sports umbrella is going to end at the end of 2023. So that means everybody working on the shows is probably going to have to go and find other things to do or maybe get absorbed into the big company, who knows. But effectively everything that Brendan was doing prior is going to come to a screeching halt. So they were talking about it on the pod, and it seems like Brendan had a little bit of glee in his voice when he was speaking about it. He seemed to be a little bit happy that Showtime was ending because I guess, you know, he got gadoosh from it, so they kind of gadooshed themselves. So I guess that's where he kind of was seeming a little bit happy. But yeah, let's hear what he has to say, and maybe I interpreted it wrong.
To male genitalia.
Dude, you know what's crazy? I don't know if it's one of your current events. Showtime announced no more boxing, no more sports coverage, no more MMA, no more UFC, Bellator. All that's gone. Yeah. And I used to have, I mean, I talked to my agents and managers like, God, my life was so much easier when I was at Showtime. I was getting a salary. I didn't have to hustle as much. You know, maybe I shouldn't have went on my own. Boy, am I glad I did.
Yeah. He seems to be kind of happy that he went on his own and they're gonna failing. Obviously, clearly, according to what people are saying in the chat about pay-per-view numbers being down, HBO boxing came to a close earlier. Clearly, there's an issue around them making money with combat sports. It's just a thing. It's not really to do about them doing it wrong. It's just, you know, maybe the appetite for it is gone or something. Maybe it's not great value. Who knows? But it was gonna happen one way or the other. Brendan didn't leave, I think so, personally, my own opinion. I don't think he left Showtime to bet on himself. I honestly do think he was backed into a corner. I don't think Showtime were happy with his performance, because I remember when I was listening or checking out the Fighter and the Kid sub, there were clips when he was negotiating around the Showtime times where he was quite stressed, he was quite like, you know, ratty and stuff. And I remember him mentioning that the negotiation weren't going well in a kind of roundabout way. So I think he got an indication early on. And I imagine that's how most industries work, and especially if you've got agent representation, they're probably able to get the they're able to kind of gauge what's going on early. So I think Brendan probably got a heads up from people, hey, most likely they're not going to renew, blah, blah, blah. And he made his adjustments. And obviously because he's a narcissist, he can't admit that maybe he just fell short, and that's why he did the Thick Boy thing. Because it's not a bad thing. It doesn't matter how he got to Thick Boy. The fact that he's doing the things on his own should be commendable, because he owns it all. And whether or not it's successful or whether it's successful or not, he still reaps all the benefit from it. So it's still a good thing, because he can kind of write his own ticket. But he obviously has to lie and kind of embellish. So he made it seem as if like he decided to leave Showtime and not Showtime booted him off the platform, which is what I most likely think happened. Maybe they didn't explicitly say you're fired, but they did what big companies do and said, we're not gonna renew your contract, which is essentially them saying we don't want you here. So that happened, whatever it may be. But I still think it was a really wasted opportunity. He really didn't maximize or make the most out of it at all. Zero. Especially when you consider the resources he had, the money that it afforded him to do. Like, because I would assume, like, if that was me in that position and you got that kind of job, you're going to use the funds to give you an ability to do more fun stuff on your own. You know, you use the money that you make from that salary job to maybe take more chances on your own content and try more interesting things. And maybe those interesting things you do with your own content may be able to then feed back into your work. But you'd usually use the salary money as fun money to do cool, interesting things, which he didn't. He just, I guess, pocketed the money or kept it moving, and his quality of his shows didn't improve. He didn't even bring his A game to the fucking below the belt show, so it kind of flattered to deceive, which again was a shame, because you got the feeling when you read the Variety article, with the press release that I read early in the stream, they had really big plans for Brendan. Like, they were really hoping that he was going to be the guy, the catalyst to really push things forward and be the kind of, you know, the guy that was going to lead the change and introduce him to the combat sports world and all this sort of shit. And maybe in the back of their minds, they also probably thought he might let them, you know, he might get them in touch with Rogan, who knows. But it definitely didn't work out, and it was a bit of a fucked up thing. But in the end, you know, he got what needed out of it, and here he is. But he did seem a little bit excited to hear that they kind of flopped and they haven't worked out, or it's kind of all coming to a close. He seemed a little bit too happy about it, to be fair. But it is good to hear, though, from Luke Thomas and stuff, that Morning Combat's going to be fine, so they're going to still continue. So it's not going to affect everybody the same way, but that's a good thing to hear. So yeah, that was an interesting spinning of the narrative tale there, I thought, from the old B Short. Then we've got a new clip here, again for the sub, that says what? The Mark Harley smear campaign continues. Okay, let me see what this is saying. I'm curious to see what they're saying here, because BGL, as much as I dislike the guy and how he, you know, went about his time at Kid, I have a lot of sympathy for the guy, and I really fucking hope he gets his money, because I've been in many situations in my life where I've worked in jobs and unfortunately they've gone not great, because the company maybe wasn't, you know, wasn't a great idea in general, and it kind of went under, and then that basically affects employees like myself, where you basically don't get paid. And sometimes the founders can be good about it, where they can kind of let you know and keep you updated and say, hey, I'm trying to raise funding, but we aren't able to meet payroll, and then you can make your adjustments, because it's not fun not getting paid from work, right? It's not ideal. But if you work for a startup or you work for somebody that's just doing it themselves, you can kind of understand why. You know, cash, you know, I mean, it's kind of hard to come by when you're, you know, you're spending it, you're kind of putting the cash out from your own pocket. We get it. But I think a lot of the occasions, it kind of helps when the people communicate with you. And I guess in this case, the issue with the BGL and Brendan thing is like, when it didn't end well, and maybe BGL did too much. That's an issue. I think if I was BGL and I was in his position, I don't think I would have gone as hard at Brendan personally online if he still had my money. You know, I'd attack him about the money online and kind of shame him into paying me, but I wouldn't reveal all the text messages. I wouldn't basically confirm all the cheating allegations. I wouldn't do all that extra shit, because I think that was too much. That basically annoyed Brendan to the point where now it seems like he's being a bit spiteful about it. And even though he got paid that £1 million from fucking Podcast One for the money's owed from Cast Media, and he clearly can afford to pay him, he's not. And maybe because they've got a court case going, who knows, but he's going out of his way not to pay him. So clearly they've got some personal issues now. So that's the thing that I would have not done if I was BGL. I would have chilled out on the personal digs and just attacked him for not giving me my money. And then when he didn't, and it got to the end, then maybe you can pull out the personal stuff. But he led with the personal thing, which is why it kind of fucked him. So I'm curious to see what this clip is saying. Saying Mark High smear campaign. Let's see what they say here. What's a smear campaign involved?
Because he didn't pay the guy.
Yeah. There was actually a former employee here that maybe sold me something that said was from a doctor, but I ended up getting it tested, and it was definitely not from a doctor.
Yes.
And could have gotten me hooked on drugs, but
and it could also been laced with fentanyl.
Yeah.
What? They're accusing BGL of selling what? Fentanyl laced what? Kratom? Adderall? Was BGL selling dodgy Adderall pills? Yo, BGL, if you see that clip and this isn't true, you better put a lawsuit together, mate. Wow. They're accusing you of selling, yeah, exactly, bad addies. Holy shit.
Luckily,
you didn't.
The old noggin.
Luckily, you didn't.
Fool Nick once, shame on me.
Not just a hat rack.
It's kind of hard to like when you're doing it on the black eye side.
Yeah.
It's hard to
because he couldn't look any dumber. He's all.
It's hard to trust your judgment.
He's all the old noggin.
Not on my watch.
Ow. But when I was a little suspicious of it, just because of how it looked, it was supposed to be Adderall.
Okay.
And I was
what's Adderall? Okay.
Suspicious of it because like the color did not look the same, and I looked up on ChatGPT. I was like, how can I get drugs tested in LA?
Oh.
And there's an LGBTQ center that once a month they put up a pop-up van, and you can just bring your drugs to be tested. So
did you have to act gay?
No. I tried to act normal and like make jokes. I was like,
While
oh, this is like
the drugs. Nick's all.
Nick's all.
Yo, this Nick guy is something, isn't it? You know this Nick guy for sure. This Nick guy, he fucking sleeps in a fucking ashtray. You know that, right? What's wrong with the audio? Roy Payton, what's the issue with the audio? Can you not hear it? What is the issue with the audio on your side? Let me know, my friend. What is the issue with the audio? Can you not hear the audio? What's happening here? Or is this a troll? People have to do this a lot when you're live streaming. Like, oh, fix the audio. You can't hear you. Oh, it's clipping. Okay, cool. Let me lower it then. It's clipping. Okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know. Let me play it for the start then, because it was pushing the meter to red. All these, to be fair, you know what it is. All of these guys, right? I feel like, oh, it's dropping frames too. All these guys, I feel like they have their settings or they have their microphones on red all the time. I honestly do think that. They have their settings on red. So whenever I play the audio on my side, it's always maxing the fucking meter on my fucking OBS. So let me try and lower the volume on the player itself. And let's start the clip from the beginning. Let's see how that plays.
Yeah.
There was actually a former...
Yeah, that's a bit better. So let me put it up a little bit more. Bear with me a second. But thank you for letting me know, Roy. I appreciate you. Let's go again.
Didn't pay the guy.
Yeah.
There was actually a former employee here that maybe sold me something that said was from a doctor, but I ended up getting it tested, and it was definitely not from a doctor.
Yes.
And could have gotten me hooked on drugs, but
and it could also been laced with fentanyl.
Yeah, luckily.
You didn't.
The old noggin.
Luckily, you didn't.
Fool Nick once, shame on me.
Not just a hat rack.
It's kind of hard to like when you're doing it on the black eye
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
It's hard to
Because he couldn't look any dumber. He's all.
It's hard to trust your judgment.
He's all the old noggin.
Not on my watch.
Ow. But when I was a little suspicious of it, just because of how it looked, it was supposed to be Adderall.
Okay.
And I was suspicious of it because like the color did not look the same. And I looked up on ChatGPT. I was like, how can I get drugs tested in LA?
Oh.
And there's an LGBTQ center that once a month they put up a pop-up van, and you can just bring your drugs to be tested. So
did you have to act gay?
No. I tried to act normal and like make jokes. I was like,
While
oh, this is like a
the drugs. Nick's all.
Nick's all, hey.
How long is this gonna take?
How difficult is it to get an Adderall prescription? Is it really that difficult to get an Adderall prescription in America? Why did he have to buy? Like, is it really that difficult to get prescription drugs? Why are they all buying them from fucking BJO allegedly? Is it really that difficult to get a hold of prescription drugs in America? Like, if you want some Adderall, is it really that difficult to get hold of it? Do you have to buy it from a random guy that you just met in the last 2 years or something? Is it really that hard to procure? I thought you guys have a prescription drugs issue. How does everybody get hooked on them? What, illegally? They only do illegal prescription drugs. They're not doing them legally. It's very odd. They're over-reliance on these other guys to get them drugs. I don't understand it personally.
So I want some of these
So
things.
you, wow. Okay, so you tested the drugs.
And what did come back
was in
as?
it?
And so they test for fentanyl,
Yeah.
amphetamine, and methamphetamine. And Adderall should only have amphetamine.
Right.
Okay.
And it tested negative for fentanyl, positive for amphetamine. And then I was trying to joke with them. I was like, this is like a paternity test.
Yeah.
I would get back. And they just thought it was some drug act, so they didn't laugh. And then it tested positive for methamphetamine.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
But isn't that normal though? Nah, you can't blame BGL for this. He's probably buying shit on the darknet. Look at Brendan smiling. Brendan's fucking loving it because he fucking hates BGL. But isn't this normal though? If you're buying prescription drugs illegally, most likely it's going to be random people pressing it, right? They're going to be making it illegally. And they're going to include other shit to kind of give it the necessary effect. Am I a little bit, no? Or am I bugging out here? But what does Adderall contain? Because I don't think that sounds, odd. No? Adderall contains amphetamine. So it's got amphetamine. So it had amphetamine and meth in it, basically. That's what he's saying. But wouldn't most drug dealers, big up Crash, appreciate you, brother.
Nick looks kinda like DJ Envy. Thanks for streaming Z.
No worries, Crash, I appreciate you. Don't you think so though? Thank you, Crash, appreciate you. It does DJ Envy, all jokes. White DJ Envy. Am I bugging out or is this a bit normal? Wouldn't most dealers put meth in their stuff to give it a little bit of an extra kick? If you're not getting it off, if you're not getting it prescription, of course it's going to have shit cut in it. You don't want fentanyl, of course, but why? I don't know. Exactly, Z. If you buy it as a black market, there's no way of knowing what's in it. Oh, someone said, what is it? Is there an Adderall shortage? What do you say? Someone said here, is there a shortage of Adderall? Oh, there's a shortage in America. Okay, cool. Is there? Let me see. Adderall shortage. US. Is that a thing? The shortage began with Adderall last fall, but has since had a domino effect with long and short-term active versions, Ritalin and Concerta, as well as Fossalin, and whatever that word is. Numerous generic equivalents of these drugs are short supply. Okay, so it is true. There is actually a shortage of Adderall in the drugs market, which is probably why there's an increase in botched Adderall on darknet markets and Telegram groups and stuff, right? I'd assume. Okay, that makes a lot more sense then. But why is he acting low? Why is he acting shocked and surprised that drugs that he bought from the drugs he bought off someone who most likely bought them off the drugnet aren't entirely 100% pure? Am I bugging out, or is this not surprising? Why is he bugging out for? This is obviously, that's a risk you take when you buy drugs off of some random guy, which is why you should test them. But it's not like he's making it seem like BGO is the one that cut the pills himself and bashed them and put the meth in it. He just bought them from somewhere and just, you know, resold them to fucking that guy, innit? I don't know. I don't see the big deal in it personally, but maybe I'm the redact here. I don't really see why he's besmirching his name like that. Let's go back to comments.
So you're about to take.
I was out $400.
Yeah.
400
Oh, did you ask the guy? Were you like, hey man, this is meth. I asked for Adderall.
Yeah.
And he goes, same thing.
He goes, I don't know. He just didn't respond. I was like, what the fuck?
Interesting smear campaign, bro. Interesting too, considering that Brendan hasn't paid him back his money yet. Interesting. He hasn't paid him back his money yet, and he's doing that to him. Okay, fair play. Fair fucking play. Anyways, my friends, that is the end of the random show. I have to love you and leave you guys. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a blast, been a champion. I'm going to go off to the gym now. a bit of a workout before work and stuff. You know, the good vibes. You know what we're doing out here. So big up everybody that's tuned in with me. Appreciate you. The Action Zinga show later on is going to be streaming or premiering later. So if you're around to check that out, you can. But thank you for tuning in. Please like the stream down below, please. Like the stream. Oh, Jubu says, AZ, if you sell someone something and say it's from a pharmacy, it's actually from the street. Oh, I get you. Yeah, I missed that part of the story. My bad. Jubu, you're right. Jubu, you're 100% right. From the sounds of the conversation, BGO told Nick that he got the pills from a pharmacy and he was selling them. So I guess that's the thing people do. People probably have prescription for Adderall and they resell pills. Okay. Then, obviously, you found out they're not resold. And they just first we got from the darknet. Okay, I get you. That's scummy. That's very, very naughty for BGL to do. That's very, very, very scummy and very dirty. If you're selling street drugs, sell them as street drugs. It's like people that sell fake shoes and they pretend they're real. That's scummy. You don't do that to people. If you're gonna sell fake shit, let it be known it's fake and let the person make a decision on what they want to do, if they want to buy it or not. But don't sell it under the suspicion that it's okay. So that must be a big problem in America, isn't it? With prescription drugs, people trying to pretend. Do you guys have psychos in America who sell prescription drugs, who sell fake drugs as prescription, but they go as far as like even putting them in like fake boxes and shit? Does that happen? I'm pretty sure that I'm thinking now, if you're a scumbag, you would try to buy dirty pills and then put them in like legit boxes, like buy the boxes that they actually come in and get the blister packs and shit and repack them up to make them look legit. Is that something happen? It does, right? Yeah, exactly. I knew it. Fucking drug dealers are fucking dirty motherfuckers. Dirty motherfuckers. Okay. AZ, what is it? If just a cleaner. Yeah, okay. It's just cleaner to get the RX version, says Agent Orange, of Coke. What's the RX version of stuff like that? What do you mean by that, Agent Orange? What's the RX version? It's cheaper to get. What's the RX? What's that? You mean research chemicals? There's a research chemical version of Coke and meth. Fucking hell, bro. Damn. What's the pharmaceutical version of meth? What is that? That is crazy, bro. But they're probably super addictive too, I'd imagine. Everything has fentanyl in it. Okay, cool. So people are out here doing research chemicals more so because they don't want to get fent in their gear. But then most likely, you know what will end up happening? People will end up putting fent in research chemicals. That's obviously going to happen. You know that's going to happen. People will start putting meth in research chemicals and it'll go fucking crazy. Okay, RX is pharmaceutical. Okay, cool. Thank you for the knowledge. Sorry, I'm an innocent Christian boy. I don't know any of these things, you know? Anyways. Meth is medical. It's on a noon. Okay, cool. Thank you so guys for tuning in. If you haven't liked the stream, please make sure you do. Like the stream down below. That'd be greatly appreciated. Like the stream down below. That'd be greatly appreciated. Like the stream down below. That'd be greatly appreciated. So, yeah. Thank you, people. Appreciate you all. Thank you for chilling out with me. Appreciate all of you. They put fentanyl in Xanax. Fuck off. No way. That's some dirty shit, bro. Putting fentanyl in Xanax is dirty. Wow. Okay, cool. ADHD medicine is meth. Okay, cool. Fair enough. Well, that's a nice positive way to end the show. Thank you for tuning into the Random Show. I appreciate all of you. Please make sure you smash the like button down below if you enjoyed the show. That'd be greatly appreciated. And I'll see all you guys again very, very soon. But for now, take care, everybody. Thanks for joining me. And sorry about the interruption before the last stream. And it just cut off randomly because my fucking Wi-Fi went kaput. But I appreciate all of you. Thank you for tuning in, people. Take care. Been a blessing, never a chore. I'll see all of you guys again very, very soon. But for now,